higher growth potential with exciting opportunities. With an RRSP, you'll save on your income tax, grow your investments tax-free, and get closer to your dreams. Whether it's retirement or your first home, the deadline to qualify for 2025 tax deductions is March 2nd. Learn more at visioncu.ca.
River Cree is the place for all your favorite sports. River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring UFC action and boxing live on the big screens at Tap 25, the MVP of sports bars, and in the Center Bar. Plus, catch all the biggest games, every goal, every slam dunk. River Cree is also home to the Twin Rinks, where rec hockey and community teams come to play. Public skating available. Details at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
The Jason Gregor Show.
Give it again. Neil McCarr shooting, scores! Play goal with it, right with a tip in front.
On Sports 1440.
Theodore gives it back. Wilson tries to send it across. He'll hit the sand high. Here's a Theodore!
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
McKinnon scores! Nathan McKinnon! 35-22. Well, a fantastic Friday. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show, Sports 1440, Sports 1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a lovely day today. As man, it is. There's lots going on. If you're an Olympic fan, some of you maybe you're still feeling the heart palpitations, the excitement, the nervousness, the jubilation, the euphoria of what you endured earlier this morning. Before noon, you're like, what the hell is happening? That's what sports does, man. It gets you involved. First off, congratulations. Valerie Malte wins a very surprising bronze medal in the 1,500-meter track. I loved her reaction. It's not an event she's supposed to medal in, but she had an unbelievable final lap and pushed herself into, well, actually at the time she was a top, but finishes third. Also, another medal today, Brendan McKay gets his free ski half pipe bronze medal for him. Very solid runs. So 2 bronze. Then, of course, the Canadian men down 2-0. They start to claw back. It's 2-1. Then it's 2-2. Now they get a late power play. Now, Teemu Selanne clearly didn't like the call. I'm not sure why. It's a stick to the face. How can you debate that that's a penalty? There's lots of things you can debate. I don't see how you could debate that. That's not a penalty. That is a penalty. That's not a bad call. You got to stick right in McKinnon's face. It's a penalty all day long. You have to be in control of your stick. Everybody knows that. It wasn't on a fall through. It's a penalty. And they almost killed it off. And it came very late in the power play. I was watching the game with my son. He's sick home from school. Although he seemed to get a little bit better as the game went on. He's actually been sick for a while. But we're sitting there. They get a power play. He's like, hey, Dad, they can't score too early. I'm like, what? Well, then Finland has more time. I want them to score late. I'm like, well, I think you'll try to score anytime. And then they score late. He's like, see, there's only 35 seconds left. Well, he was right. And it worked out. That was a hell of a pass by McDavid. Nathan McKinnon, who had been kind of quiet, had passed up some really good shot attempts, opportunities, I thought, in that game. Both him and McDavid at times are like, hey, don't just let the kid shoot. You guys are able to fire the puck, But obviously they came through when it matters. And now Canada is going to wait and face the winner of the USA and Slovakia. The Americans are leading 2-0 after the first period. And that rematch, the rivalry game that a lot of hockey fans, especially in North America, wanted, Canada-US, is 40 minutes away from happening. And then many of you will be planning your early Sunday mornings. It should be great. So we got lots and lots to discuss. It is the Gregor Show presented by playalberta.ca, where you can get involved. Lotto Max tonight. Woo! $60 million and 6 max millions up for grabs at playalberta.ca. Also, while you're there, check out the Jason Gregor Show odds boost. I got some NBA action for you. Also, we will have we'll have some stuff for Canada once we decide or once it's finished. They know who they're playing, so check it out that on the weekend. Of course, that game, the gold medal game, Canada's in it for sure. It'll be 6:10 Mountain Standard Time. For those of you listening in BC, I tip my hat to you. 5:10 BC time. To get a little bit more east, maybe if you're central, you get an extra hour. 7:10, 8:10 Eastern, and we walk and roll. Something tells me you're not going to be complaining. Like, if you're complaining about an early start time, boo-hoo. Usually Mountain Standard Time, we have some of the best sports watching time zone in the country. I would argue it's the best. It's the best. You get a lot of games. Like, you think about it, in the playoffs, the deeper you go in the playoffs, the earlier the starts get. As it becomes third round, Stanley Cup final, those games are at 6 o'clock. I know in the opening round, you got a few 8:30s, and yeah, that sucks for young kids. I understand it. But overall, it's better. World Series games, they're not starting at 8 o'clock our time. It's awesome. So I would take the Mountain Standard Time. So if we have to live through a gold medal game at 6:10 once every 4 years, and it's not even that because next time it's going to be in Utah, so it's going to be like a mid-afternoon game, like it always has been. It doesn't change. It's always mid-afternoon local time. The gold medal game for the men is always one of the last events of the Olympics. Historically, it always has been. So don't complain, because guess what? You'll look like a complainer. And in some cases, probably an uneducated one, and that's never good. You don't want to be that person. So don't do it. But wow, what a game. Nerve-wracking, I'm sure, for many. I just would like to describe how, like, I'll be honest, I don't get to get that emotionally engaged in games. And it was fun. It's great. I'm sure every parent out there, my son's 12 now, and he's fired up, and, they're down 2-0. And as, like a 12-year-old's like, yeah, this isn't good. And he's obviously pretty upset. I'm like, hey, it's already got a lot of time here. I said, hey, Canada will score the next goal. Thankfully they did, because that would be a terrible parenting when you say, oh, I'm really certain. But they did. And then it's 2-1. And then you're thinking, okay, here they come. And when you watch that game, Oiler fans specifically, you watch that game, that is a major reason why I look at the Oilers and Podkolzin and Frederick. Those are guys who have the size and the ability to just crash and bang. Wilson, Marchand, Bennett. That's all they did. Finland didn't have an answer for that line. They weren't pretty. They didn't toe drag anybody. They didn't try Michigans. They just hard work, dogged determination, win puck board battles, funnel pucks to the net. And they get the goal. Right? It started with Sam Bennett. Now, I know when Sam Bennett took his penalty early in the game, look how many people were like, oh, I'd bench him. He should never play again. You can't overreact like that. Right? He goes to the net hard. If you actually watch the replay, it's almost because Bennett has better balance than the Finnish defenseman. Yeah, he's going hard. Finnish D-man doesn't lose his balance, probably doesn't crash on the goalie. But I don't mind that play from Bennett. I really don't. Hey, I know they scored a goal on the play. It's not his fault you lose the face-off clean. Like, that's a really good execution by the Finns. But I don't mind that, man. You keep playing hard, and Brad Marchand, that was his best game of the tournament by a mile. Tom Wilson, solid. But that's a trio, just very straightforward, up and down, crash the net, win board battles. They rarely were in their defensive zone when they were on the ice. It's fantastic. Now, last game, you had some skill goals, right? Mitch Marner, highly skilled goal from your depth guy. Nick Suzuki, great play. Won a board battle, got it to the back of the net, deflection goal. Awesome. Skilled guy. He's not necessarily, the banger that those three are. So you need different lines to have different identities at different times. And it's something that, if you had my third line, that's why I have Szymanski, Frederick, and Podkolzin. When I watch that game, that's what you would like. You need a line that can bring that. You have the skill. The Oilers' top two lines, they'll outskill anybody. But you have a line like that, it can help. And I'm sure Oiler fans, you're like, God, it's hard to cheer for Bennett or Marchand because they kind of beat you playing that way. right? Bennett is just a straight up and down player. I'm not even sure he ever zigzags. He's just straight up and down. Right? The guy rarely will mix in a smile when he's playing. Pretty serious guy. But that line was excellent for Canada. The top line was great, but that gave them a second line. Right? Last game, Marner and Stone were awesome. Today was that line. And that's what you're going to need to win. Just like, obviously, the playoffs are different because not every team has a bunch of all-stars. So at the different level, you still need guys who can play different styles. And enjoyed it. You look at John Cooper, now he ran his bench. Right? He's playing the McKinnon, Celebrini, McDavid line a lot. Now, does anybody call John Cooper an idiot coach because he plays his top guys? Like, I do think at times it gets a little old and stale in him. Namlock's an idiot because he plays Draisaitl and McDavid. Oh, you know what? Geez, let's just play the bottom guys who don't have the scoring ability that the bottom guys do on Team Canada. I get why you do it. And John Cooper's won Stanley Cups, and he's coached elite players. Hedman, Kucherov, Point. Guess what? He plays those guys more when it matters more. And nothing matters more right now than winning at the Olympics for Team Canada. Right? Like, you know what? They're going to get a rest. Those guys are probably going to play close to 24, 25 minutes a night again against who I assume, barring a big collapse, will be Team USA on Sunday morning. I can't wait. God. And think about it. If I'm putting Bennett, Wilson, and Marchand, I'm going head-to-head against the Tkachuk line all day. That'd be fantastic, man. I can't wait. Looking very much forward to that. So give me your thoughts on how you're feeling in the game and just the range of emotions because, man, it's up, it's down. I don't know, Cons, if there was any cursing at the station because I know you got to watch the first few periods and you're on air for the final moments of that game. What was the feeling around the station?
Well, there was a lot of Stingray employees out by the bar actually taking it all in and emotion, right? And people who aren't maybe the biggest sports fans taking it in, enjoying the moment. A lot of nerves, sometimes probably a little premature, carrying it into the zone. And they're like, it wasn't that serious. But no, I think there was a lot of people kind of on edge, especially when we got into the studio. The Duke and I are doing Fantasy Frenzy. I'll say it. I tweeted it when they went down 2-0. That's the worst lead in hockey. You just got to get that next goal, like you said, and they did that. But yeah, emotions were certainly high. The chance to go into a bronze medal game, I mean, that's a disappointment. Let's not sugarcoat it. That would have been, I think, considered widely a failure for this hockey team. So if they dug deep, they found a way to get it, kind of mucked it up. I thought the Finns did a really good job, taking away those really good chances. I don't think, can you think of too many saves that Saros had to be out of this world? Like a lot of it was from the outside or shots kind of right on the chest. And they did a pretty good job limiting Canada. But yeah, I think that they just kept going. And I agree with you. I saw the team of Solani tweet complaining about a high stick. Like, it's black and white. It's a high stick. You can't really argue that one. And good on the Team Canada power play to get the job done and find a way to get it going. And now we'll speculate even more. What's Sidney Crosby's future? Will he be able to go?
Yeah, who knows? Obviously, you'd love to have him play. John Cooper, what did he say? Well, he has a better chance to play on Sunday than he did today. So tells us he's close, but how close? Sidney Crosby, ultimate team guy. He's not going to play if he doesn't think he can play. Now, would he pull a Tkachuk? Remember what Tkachuk did at Four Nations? Right? His ankle sore. He dresses. He barely played. Selfish. Flat out selfish. John Avery, Grey Cup, Edmonton Eskimos, 2002. Yeah, I'm good to go, coach. Good to go. Lasted, a quarter? And Winston October, their kick returner, couldn't play. So, even at Sidney Crosby, as good as Crosby is, you got to make sure you can finish the game. You have, as hard as that is, you have to be, you know what? I can play 10, 12, whatever the minutes are going to be, probably more if it's Crosby, and away you go. So we'll see where it goes. They'll have, less than 48 hours to figure it out. For his sake, man, I hope he can play. You'd love to have him. If not, that's how it goes. Other teams, you got to rally around. You got to win when you don't have your best player sometimes, and that's how it's going to be. I thought Canada, lots of guys. You know whose game I really liked today? Travis Sanheim. He only played 12 and a half minutes, but God, every time he was on the ice, like he was jumping up in the play, he's carrying the puck, he was making plays, had some good shots. I really liked his play on the back end today. I didn't have any. I've seen a lot of people. Oh, Canada's defense. They don't move the puck. Can you show me the video evidence where Canada is constantly getting hemmed in their own zone and missing passes from the blue line? I don't really see it. Have they missed a few passes? Sure. So is Cale Makar, and he's their best offensive defenseman. Evan Bouchard's unreal passer. He misses the odd pass. I haven't seen Canada hemmed in their zone very often. Haven't seen them having to play in their zone very often. I haven't seen a big, real issue with what they've been doing on the back end at all. Now, would I have liked to see somebody else on the team? Yeah. But Travis Sanheim today, to me, the way he played in that game, I'm like, all right, they made the right decision. They made the right decision, because otherwise I don't know how the other guys were played. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. So it's only a what if. And there definitely will be some changes for the 2028 team, right? Drew Doughty's going to be too old by then. And, there'll be some other guys. But right now, I haven't seen major errors consistently. Of course, you're going to make a mistake. You think the other guys that were there wouldn't make a mistake? Sure. But overall, I haven't seen a big issue with the blue line. Have you, Cons?
No, absolutely not. Sanheim, to me as well, also kept seeing him kind of pop off on the screen there. Like, oh, that's Sanheim again. He's making good plays, jumping up, getting good opportunities. He was a name who I had questions about. And, if we want to eat crow, because there was some questions also for the goaltending. I thought Jordan Binnington, again, that power play goal was quick. That's tough. Breakaway, give it a 50-50 shot. But after that, he shut the door and kept Canada in it. So, yeah, I thought there's a few players. And, hey, if they were to lose on Sunday, then people can get the criticism going and what they would have done differently. But from where we sit right now, you're going to the gold medal game. I don't think you can really be too critical of any position right now.
Well, you look at it. So here's what's going to happen. If Canada wins, the American fans are going to rip Bill Guerin for the players he picked. And if Canada loses, people are going to rip some people are going to do it. It's a one gamer. Right? Well, like I look at the game today. So yeah, Bennett takes a penalty. Okay, sure. How many people wanted to bench him? Would it be, after you see what played out, that would have been the wrong decision, right? That was a very emotional, in the moment, oh my God, I hate the penalty, bench him. Anytime someone wants to bench a player over one mistake, probably has never coached at any level, because you would never do that. Number two, in a one game off, things can happen. Like, okay, so you take the penalty, but how often do you lose a face-off that cleanly, right? Like Bo Horvat, he's a left shot. I was kind of surprised. Now, I know Nathan McKinnon's the right. They don't have another right shot forward or center iceman. But even then, you're like, hey, Nathan McKinnon, I know he's not a real penalty killer, but what if you take him out, he wins the draw, then you just ice the puck, and then you get him off because you're shorthanded, right? And Bo Horvat, hey, the guy was 62% coming into the game. So, it's rare. Not only did he lose the draw, he lost the draw cleanly. That just doesn't happen very often. And hey, give him credit. It's a set play, bang on the stick of Rantanen, no chance. Finland's second goal, I didn't see any like egregious errors. Sometimes the other team will score. It's just going to happen. So, whatever happens on Sunday, God, I just hope they win. Like, I don't even care how. Like, God, like there is real disdain for me right now against Team USA. Like, I can't stand USA right now. More than I can ever remember. Like, I remember back in 96, really good rivalry. Nothing close to how I'm feeling right now against them. So, and I know that a lot of it has nothing to do with hockey, so that fuels part of it, but my goodness, it would be sweet to win that game. God, it'll be great. So now I know I'm talking ahead of myself because the U.S. hasn't officially won the game over Slovakia, but I'm going to be surprised if the Slovaks can come back and win. That would be unreal. Unreal. But I don't know. I'd rather beat USA than have them lose to Slovakia. I know there's a risk that USA could beat Canada. I understand it. But I don't know. It'd be sweeter to beat the U.S. than beat Slovakia and have U.S. lose. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, Cons. Maybe others like, no. Have them lose to Slovakia. I'm way more confident you could beat Slovakia. Sure, I probably agree with that. But I know there's something better about beating the U.S.
Oh, yeah. It'd be absolutely sweeter to see Canada beat the U.S. Now, if the U.S. were to lose earlier.
Yeah, if the U.S. was to blow this lead, I would take some enjoyment in it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I would take some enjoyment in that for certain. Coming up on the show today, Craig Button's going to join us right away. We got Ryan Holt. Hey, Oiler fans, might want to watch that game tonight. Matt Savoy's playing in the game. Josh Szymanski's playing in the game. Alex Regula's playing in that game. Ike Howard, Hudson, lots of guys that you've seen play for the Oilers. Is Calvin Picker getting the start? Geez, might be 6 guys who've dressed for the Oilers this year. They're going to play in that game tonight. So we'll talk to Ryan about that. Also, the Edmonton Firefighter guys, they do their annual rooftop camp out for muscular dystrophy. Lima Troy is going to join us coming up later on. We got Ben Steiner talking Olympics, spec, LT. We'll get to our stat of the day, the oil report, and we'll have a little fun. It's Positive Friday. Canada's going for the gold medal. They're excited. Unfortunately, Rachel Homan's rink's not going to go for the gold medal. They lost 6-3 today to Sweden, and they will play for the bronze. But Team Jacobs is going for the gold. So 833-401-1440. We'll come back. Craig Button on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Your furnace is dead. It's time to replace it before winter crushes you. Legacy Heating and Cooling is practically there already. Yeah, we're working in your basement, doing a replacement. The work is so earnestly building your legacy. With no payments and no interest for 1 year, you gotta call Legacy. Replacing your dying furnace before it's too late, that's how you build your legacy. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
A pizza from Papa John's is already pretty great, but you know what's even better? 2 pizzas from Papa John's. For a limited time, get a medium one-topping pizza for only $6 when you order any large specialty pizza at regular menu price. Whether you're feeding your family, your team, or yourself, get your next meal from your locally owned and operated Papa John's with a $6 one-top medium when you order any large specialty at regular menu price. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Summit Restaurant. Located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common, Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
At On the Rocks, the party never stops.
Check it out.
Mondays, bingo tune.
Tuesdays, tacos and tequila.
Wednesdays, it's wings and karaoke.
Shake what your mama gave ya with salsa lessons on Thursdays and the best Latin DJs.
Plus, live music every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, along with DJ Kenny K.
Hold on, let's not forget $5 happy hour, 7 days a week.
Your bar, your party. You're On the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
Chat Brab and 118th.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
McValue meals are here. Get the McD's you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, junior chicken, or chicken snack wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery
delivery.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
If you manage or lead a team, join your peers April 14th to 17th at the Banff Management Course. PA Douglas Training invites you to 3 days of immersive leadership development in beautiful Banff, Alberta. Learn how to manage conflict, motivate and influence others, strengthen teamwork, and improve productivity. Proudly Canadian, PA Douglas has trained over 150,000 professionals. Registration includes 3 nights at the Banff Springs Hotel, breakfast, select meals, refreshments, and course materials. Register now at padouglas.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by 01 Hockeyology. Keep your game sharp all season long at 01, an advanced skating mill, classes to enhance shooting, stick handling, and more. Sign up today at 01.ca. That's ZERONE.ca.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
We continue on. It's Jason Gregor Show, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Hope you are having a lovely, positive Friday. And if you are a hockey fan, it's a little bit more positive, of course, because Canada comes from behind and picks up a huge win over Finland. And they will now wait to take on the winner of USA and Slovakia. The Americans are leading halfway through that game 2-0. And a lot of people thought they would meet in the final, and shaping up that could happen, which, of course, would come at 6:10 Edmonton time, Sunday morning. Plan accordingly. My understanding, for those of you that would like to go out to participate and watch this with fellow fans in an establishment, lots of the doors will be open at 5, maybe 5:30, depending on the place. So you might want to call there, check in, make a reservation, because they're going to be packed. Don't kid yourself into thinking, you know what? No one else is going to get up this early. No chance. It is going to be busy, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's talk hockey, Olympics, and more as we go around the NHL. Brought to you by McDonald's, where you want a little Frank's Red Hot, maybe a little bit more spice in your life, not just the Olympics. We'll stop in right now for a limited time. And some of your favorites, the McChicken. You can have it on your McNugget sauce. Oof. Try it out right now. Frank's Red Hot at McDonald's. Craig Button, NHL GM, scout, ace analyst, and a scout now for TSN, joins us. And Butts, man, I don't think you could ask for much more drama than the last few days has given us at this hockey at the Olympics.
No, I don't think there's any question, Jason. And you think about the bronze medal and gold medal game in the women's tournament. Both went to overtime. Three of the quarterfinals go to overtime, and then you may as well call Canada's victory over Finland overtime, because it was in the last seconds that Canada found a way to get on the right side of the game and eventually win it. So you see what it means for any team at this tournament to just say, we got one shot. We're going to give it everything we got, and maxing out on effort, maxing out on strategy, maxing out in terms of what your commitment level is. And we've seen it, and it has been beyond impressive. It really is. We talked about how hard it is to win the Stanley Cup. I know it's a different animal. It's a different type of event. It's hard to win a gold medal also.
Oh yeah. And hey, Canada that's never easy. Like, you play the Finns, all their games are tight going back every time at the Olympics here in the last 30 years. It's rarely easy. And it was another close game. Canada found themselves down early. And I was a little surprised, Craig. So I know it's easy to say it in hindsight, but I said it all the time. They're up 2-0, and Finland just sat back. And I'm sorry. I hate just sitting back, and ultimately it cost them. I thought there was way too much time left in the game to try to just sit back and basically not attack because, Jordan Binnington, he did have to make one pretty good save in the third period. But for the most part, Finland just said, we're going to try to sit back and hold the fort down, and ultimately it cost them.
Well, yeah. You might be able to do it for a stretch, but for 40 minutes to try to sit back with the amount of speed, skill, tenacity that Canada has in their lineup, I think it's just a matter of time before the dam breaks, and that's exactly what happened. Think about the tying goal, Jason. I mean, that was relentless pressure, and the Finns had full out committed blocking shots, and all Canada kept doing was retrieving the puck and moving it around. And then the winning goal was another example. I mean, it was a full 2-minute shift for the 5 players that were on for Canada, and then just past 2 minutes, I mean, they end up scoring. So you can only do so much when you're constantly. What's the line? Like you don't want to sit in your bunker because ultimately you're going to get bombed. You got to get out of your bunker, and Finland never got out of their bunker.
Yeah, 100%. The Americans are leading 3-0, Craig. So that final that a lot of people wanted is looking more and more realistic with every passing minute. I just don't see the Slovaks scoring 4 straight to down USA. So I want to ask you, when you look at that matchup, and now Sidney Crosby's obviously a wild card here, but let's pretend he's not going to play. How do you see the matchup? Like if I'm John Cooper, I'm playing the Bennett line against the Tkachuk line all day.
Yeah, well, I think that, I don't know if you have to go straight matchup, and I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't, okay? I'm not saying that. I think that John Cooper's got a touch for what the team needs at any particular moment, and understanding, okay, this is where I might have to use Wilson and Bennett and Marchand, and I thought they were a really effective line. I mean, they were instrumental with respect to, it's 4-0 USA now, with respect to that second goal. I mean, they just stayed on it. So, you can look at it. I think that John has looked at Marner, Crosby, now Suzuki, and Stone as somebody that he might want to match up against the opponent's top line. But I think that you can't get locked in. You can say, okay, here's our idea. Here's where I think we can get an advantage. But you can't just always look to that area and just say that's what we're going to do. I think that, when you look, do you want to engage? I pose the question to you. Do you want to engage with the Tkachuk line on their terms, or do you want to maybe throw something different at them? Because I know one thing. If I throw Celebrini, McKinnon, and McDavid at the Tkachuk line, that Tkachuk line is going to be chasing them all the way back to their own zone.
No, that's true. That is very true. I look at it from a USA standpoint. Which line do you think they'd want out against the McDavid line?
Yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, I think Jack Eichel is a terrific two-way player. I think Dylan Larkin can be the secondary guy. I'm keeping Matthews away from that line. I am. I don't think Austin is going to be able to hang in there against that trio. So if I'm the U.S., I'm keeping Austin away from that group, and I would be. I don't think it's one player. I think you might have to have the dual defense of Jack Eichel, who can do his thing, and at the same time have Dylan Larkin as a guy that can come in there and do a little bit of it as well.
Greg, a guy who I really liked, obviously that line of Bennett, Marchand, and Wilson really came on in the second half of the game for Canada, was there for that huge goal. But, man, I really liked Travis Sanheim's game. At the end, he played just under 13 minutes, but, man, I thought he was really good today for Canada.
Well, I mean, again, when you're pushing the play and you're trying to say to yourself, we can't make a mistake. And Canada really, they kept playing, they kept putting on the pressure. The thing I look for, Jason, is when a team is behind, in this case, Canada's down by 2, they're down by 1 going to 13. Is the team collectively or individuals individually trying to do too much on their own and getting out of what you want to do? And I thought defensively Canada never got out of it. I thought offensively they never got out of it. They recognized what was working. They recognized what wasn't going to work, and they stayed true to it. And I think Sanheim was a really good example on the back end of what you needed to do and just make sure, okay, we're going to keep pressing, but we're going to make sure that we're not going to do something that's going to give them an advantage. And Travis Sanheim was a really good, strong example of that.
Craig Button joined us here on TSN. Craig, what did you make of, hey, and I love the passion. Did you have any issue with the penalty call that went on Nathan McKinnon's to give Canada the power play late in the game?
It was a high stick.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do? Not call the high sticks now? It was a high stick. Mikola got him with the high stick.
What about, what do you think the Theodore goal, because I'm asking basically, I saw the post game, and I get, what happens after the game. It's the Olympics. It's a big deal, and guys are emotional. I watched that replay numerous times. I don't think that was goalie interference on Brad Marchand leading up to the tying goal.
Neither do I. And a couple of things I'm going to say about this. I thought Mike Johnson on the broadcast nailed it. He talked about why it wasn't goaltender interference. He talked why it would be dangerous to challenge it and the problem you would have. I thought he did a terrific job of talking about it. Now, in the NHL and in the Olympics, they give the coaches and the teams video of what has been overturned, what has been upheld. So everybody has a very clear idea. And the NHL, I think, has done a fantastic job of this. They have made sure that everybody knows what we're going to call. I think there's real significant consistency in it. And now, when we talk about gray, it's less gray. There's going to be moments when you're not sure. Jason, I am 100% with you. That was not goaltender interference. First of all, Marchand gets kind of thrown in there, but then he gets out of there. There's going to be sometimes contact on the goaltender that isn't goaltender interference. And that was a perfect example of it. Quite frankly, I think too much time was spent about wow, he should have challenged it. No, he shouldn't have. There's no way. And I said, just listen to Mike Johnson. It felt to me like the panel didn't listen to Mike Johnson.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Johnson was, and he's right there, right? It's even, he's right there and, right on.
But he knows the rule too.
Yes.
Too many people, Jason, don't know the rules.
Yeah.
And they don't know how things are moving forward and what they're trying to do to make things more consistent. Like I said, take away less of the gray. If you go and look at, that is not goaltender. And that's where Mike, understands that and everything. I don't know why there was so there's, to me, it was done over. No, there's no challenge. I love the fact that he challenged the offside. Because during on the entry, I thought, oh boy, this is close. This could be offside. And then when the goal went in and he was challenging it, I knew right away what offside he was challenging for. And hey, that was as close could be. And bottom line is, you're right. He had to challenge that one, and that was the right call there. And razor thin.
Oh, geez, it was
with
close.
The goal being upheld.
Yeah, it was close, but it was ultimately the right call. And now they move forward. So, John Cooper, would you start McKinnon on his own line again tomorrow like they did today?
See, based on what 63, 9, and 43 did, I'm not so sure. I think I might just say, okay, here's what we're going to do. We know we got 10, and part of it will be predicated on if Crosby can play or not, right? But I would say, you got a dilemma now. You can always go back. You can always move McKinnon up. You can always move Wilson back to that line, and then figure out what you're going to do from there. So I guess as I talk myself through this, I would say yes. I would start McKinnon on his own line, and then I know what works and what doesn't work. And I think with Nathan too, I want to see how he responds to perhaps maybe just having that goal, getting rewarded, just kind of relaxing himself a little bit, and then see how it goes. And then if you have to go to it at some point in time, you go to it.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I'm just kind of interested because I think if you start with McKinnon on his own line, I just still think you know what? Now USA is thinking, geez, okay, we got McDavid and Celebrini. Now we got McKinnon on this other line, and you could still, you could play someone else, with McDavid. It doesn't have to be Wilson to start, So if you want to keep that Bennett line together, and you might not, right? Say, hey, we don't want to, I'm sure Canada doesn't want to go 3 times a charm and go down 1-0. It's not the recipe for success, ultimately. And I know they've come back both times, which is great, but you don't want to be in a 2-goal deficit, and definitely even a 1-goal deficit, I think, when it comes to the gold medal game.
Well, and what we just talked about, you asked me earlier who you would have matching up, right? And you're matching up, like who you're matching up with. And so now you make the matchups more difficult, right? If you have McKinnon on his own line. And, does that free up McDavid and Celebrini? And, obviously, we've seen that as they try to go through the different lines and who they've had with McKinnon. I mean, you had Suzuki up with McKinnon at one point in time. You had Hagel up there. Right now it feels like trying to find the right fit for McKinnon might be the biggest challenge. But I like your thinking too, and I think that's why I say it's not that I wouldn't, it's not that I would, but there might be a real good reason to that you outlined. Hey, make the matchup and for the U.S. that much more difficult.
Craig, quickly, when this is over, it's boom. It's like a sprint to the trade deadline, and there's lots of teams that are kind of close. But do you honestly think like the first 5 days will be the deciding factor for some of these teams, or if any team is like, well, I'm not sure, are they just fooling themselves? They should be sure right away.
Well, I mean, I think that you've had a lot of time over the Olympic break, to assess what's realistic and to assess what is hopeful. And then you have to balance that out. Are there a few teams that are looking at it? Seattle. I think Seattle, they're right in the hunt, making the playoffs, I think would be important for them. I think that would be a really good scenario for them to try to push for the playoffs. And I think their reality is different than Winnipeg's reality. And I think Winnipeg, it's about what can you do to make sure you don't find yourself in this spot next year, because they're not going to make the playoffs. You're not good enough to make the playoffs. So I use those two teams as an example of what you got to do. I mean, Columbus isn't selling. Columbus, they'll cut the heart out of their team if they're selling. Their reality is making the playoffs is something that's realistic. Pittsburgh, no Sidney Crosby. If he gets hurt and he's not back, what do you do? Does that change the calculus for the Penguins? And, so I think it's, you better not weigh it more towards hope. You better be weighing it more towards reality. And 2.5 weeks should have given you a lot of time to examine it.
Craig, always great to talk to you, my man. Have yourself a wonderful day. And it's not official, but it's official. It's 5 Cobb. So it will be Canada and the U.S. Sunday morning.
It will be. Yep. Go Canada, go Sunday.
There you go. That's Craig Button from TSN. We can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Who doesn't like a good rivalry game, baby? Oh, I can't wait. When we come back, many of you will be like, oh, geez, I just want the time to fly by. Well, tonight, maybe. If you want to watch the baby Oilers, they could have 6 players who have skated with the Oilers in the lineup tonight. We'll talk about it next with Ryan Holt on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling offers no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. So when you wake up to no heat, call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you need it immediately with no overtime rates. If you need it immediately and want to combo it with AC. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. No payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. It could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Exciting news from St. Albert Dodge. The all-new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport packages have arrived. They have a great selection and a bunch of colors to choose from. And if you've checked out the Sport, you know it comes in some fun colors. Rugged capability, practical off-road features, and you can get behind the wheel for as low as $49,900. That's right. Put yourself in a brand new Jeep Gladiator Sport for less than $50,000. What more can you ask for? Time to head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Hello. You're never going to believe this. Booster Juice called your name today. You can get a free smoothie or acai bowl.
No way. Heading there now.
Oh my gosh, you and my brother had the same name. Okay, I'm calling in next. I'm hanging up.
Booster Juice Names of the Day is back. 2 names are selected each day, and if your name matches, you can get a free smoothie or an acai bowl. Watch for your name on the Booster Rewards app and social media. Must be an app member to qualify. Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Made for some rough roads, but it means trails are now packed and ready for action. Don't miss out on riding adventures this winter with a Ski-Doo from Riverside Honda and Ski-Doo. Work or play with new 2026 Generation 5 models with class-leading design and power. And right now, take advantage of 5.99% financing OAC. Only at Riverside Honda and Ski-Doo. 15 Inglewood Drive in St. Albert. And always at riversidehonda.com. Shop local, shop Canadian.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks Team Canada, finally back in action. And OTR is ready to be your hockey headquarters. 575 Molson Canadian, 69-cent wings, and play score and win every game. See more at ontherocksyeg.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Pause. The Friday continues on. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Canada into the gold medal game, and the USA is 20 minutes away. They're leading 5-0 in the second intermission, so it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. We're going to see the game we all wanted to see. Cannot wait. In the meantime, Canada still got some, going for gold in men's curling, going for the bronze in women's curling. We got Reese Howden going for gold. Got a few other athletes going tomorrow. So Saturday's still going to be many opportunities. We got 2 more bronze medals today in speed skating. Malte wins, and then we get another one in the half pipe. So awesome day overall. Now, if you're looking for something to do tonight, I know hockey fans maybe got a little itch. Like, I got to watch the Oilers. I want to watch the Oilers. Well, we'll get to the Oil Report, brought to you by Go Auto. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, you name it, they got it. How about 15,000 to choose from? Any color, any type, they are going to have it. Get great deals, goauto.ca. As we are joined by the voice of the Bakersfield Condors, so maybe they'll be like the mini Oilers tonight. Lots of players who have skated for the Oilers this year will be in the lineup tonight for the Condors as Ryan Holt joins us. Holty, how you doing, man?
I'm great, Greg. How you doing?
I am excellent. Great hockey's going on. Obviously at the Olympics, that's been excellent. And now you've got the AHL. Really, they had the All-Star break, but that's about it. The Condors are playing great. They're back at it. And, man, Matt Savoy is going to play tonight. Alec Regula is going to play. Is Calvin Pickard starting tonight?
Calvin Pickard's not starting tonight. He's not even dressing. He's just working his way back, obviously, from the Olympic break, but he is here practicing.
Okay. Szymanski?
Szymanski is in, yeah. He called Keith Gretzky when he got off the plane at about midnight Wednesday night and said, KG, what's the plan for me? And Gretz was kind of like, it's up to you. You can kind of take the weekend off if you want. I mean, you're working your way back. And Sammy said, nope, I'd like to play Friday night if I could. And he's going to play tonight.
Well, hey, that makes sense, man. He had himself a heck of a tournament. I think his stint in Bakersfield might be short-lived. That's all I'm going to say. I won't be surprised at all.
Those are decisions above my pay grade, I like to say.
Yeah, but I do think he's going to come. He showed very well here in Edmonton, and then at the Olympics played pretty well. Matt Savoy, who's he going to play with tonight?
He'll be with Mariala and Poulin tonight. So he'll put Szymanski back between his two wingers who he's had all year, and Howard and Hudson, and they'll keep Savoy on the wing. I think there was maybe some thought that maybe Savoy plays center with the two wingers up top, but he'll play wing with Mariala.
How has Hudson and Howard been playing lately?
Just okay, I think. I think it's been an adjustment for them, right? And I think Colin Chalk has talked about that just in terms of the league recognizing how good they are, right? So now they're going to get the best matchups. They're going to get the best D pairs. They're going to get the best forwards and the best centermen against them. And it's been a challenge here. I think they've gotten the chances. I think if the chances hadn't been there, and I said this to Quinn Hudson the other day at practice, I said, when you score one more, you're going to score 9 in about a weekend. And he kind of joked and laughed. And it's just because he had 6 shots the other night. I mean, he was all over the puck, and it just wasn't going in when in December, everything he shot went in the back of the net. So those two they're still driving play. It hasn't been as clean as it was, maybe for that, 7-week run when they were dominating the entire AHL, but their numbers are still great. They're still producing the chances. The points will come. It's just about, finding the back of the net really at this point.
Defensively, overall, the Condors, I'm looking like their record. They're winning a lot of games. You had a lot of injuries on defense, and I know that he signed an extension, but I was going to say young. He's not that young. He's a rookie at the American League level, but how's that been overall? It seems like, it took him maybe a few games to get acclimatized, maybe a month, but he's looked pretty good since from afar.
Yeah, he's competing. He's competing at both ends of the ice. His offensive awareness and his instincts there have really come to the forefront even, before he was injured, and now especially even coming back. He hasn't missed a step. They probably held him out, a week or two longer, just to be safer, on that side of things. So for Leppinen, he quarterbacks PP1. I mean, he's a lead offensive defenseman, and he is really becoming a competitive, hard-nosed defender in his own end. I don't think he's going to be overly physical. I don't think he's going to be, a shutdown type of guy, but I think his overall game is really, in a good place right now. He'll be with Regula tonight, and we'll see how long Regula is here for. But you look at the Condors' deep pairings now, and you got Dineen back from injury. He's only played 4 games in the last 40. Brown and Stillman have been really steady, and then Cafagna will be the 6th with Dineen tonight. So you're getting to a point now, and they're giving Bo Akey the night off. I think he's just getting a little bit of a reset just because of the numbers, but also, Bo's still working his way back from taking a puck to the face a couple of weeks ago. So I think, this is his deep defensive side. And again, that's with Regula here. So how long that happens, I'm not sure, but it'll be fun to watch certainly tonight. And Lepinen's a big part of that.
Do you know who Regula's playing with?
Regula will play with Leppinen tonight.
Okay.
Brown and Stillman have played together basically the entire season,
Okay.
and then Carfagna will go on his offside with Dineen.
Carfagna, how's he looked so far this season?
Yeah, 3 points the other night, and transports the puck, very well. He's a guy who's filled in for Leppinen on the top power play when Leppinen, was out injured, and him and Akey, they were thrown in the fire there for 6 weeks. It was them two. There was no Stillman. Brown was in and out. Dineen was hurt. They were carrying the mail there back on the back end, and they did a very nice job back there. And now I think they're slotted in where they should be slotted in, right? They're two guys who are young, up and coming, and he has very good offensive instincts, and defensively, that's the area that continues to come around, I think, for him. But him and Aki, I think, were plus players, in something like 14 out of 15 games, because they, were doing a good job on the offensive end and they were defending well. And like most, it's going to hit you here at some point. That you're in the third quarter here of this season. It's going to get harder. It's going to continue to get harder, and games are going to get more important. But I think Carfagna has done a very nice job here in his rookie season, as has Aki on the back end.
You look at the Condors, Ryan. You've obviously covered them for a long time, and this is one of the deeper, better teams the Condors have had in quite some time. And you look kind of where they stack up. Like, they got a legitimate shot here to have a pretty good playoff run.
Yeah, I would think so. I think Colorado is a veteran team, right? The Avalanche have traded a lot of draft picks over the years, and they stocked their pile with NHL, AHL tweeners, much like the Condors did maybe the last couple of seasons, right? Like Kajula and Peterson, those type of players. Ontario's a big, heavy, nasty team. That's a team that we have had a difficult matchup with just because of the amount of skill and at times perimeter type of play that this team can kind of go towards. But I think when you add in guys like Jones and Klattenberg, Deneen, Lepinen, I think that kind of takes that out a little bit. We didn't have Brown that other night. Stillman was out of the lineup against Ontario. So I think when you add those guys in, it changes that matchup a little bit. San Jose is a very tough team too. That's a team that's been on the come up here for the last couple of seasons, just from the amount of draft picks that they've had. And obviously the Sharks are having success. But that's a very skilled team, and they can play a nasty style of game too. So I think those are the four teams, I think, that, eventually come out of the Pacific, and, we'll see how it ends up in April and May. But it's definitely a fun team to watch. This Condors group, I mean, they're never out of games. They can score their way out of trouble, but they've defended really well here, in the second half of the year. The power play is still very good. The PK is middle of the pack, where, it was, 31st or 32nd for a little bit of the season. So, they've done a really nice job, and everyone's found a nice little role on this team. I think everyone's kind of slotted where they should be right now. Obviously, things will change here in the next couple of days, and we'll see what happens. But I think when you have, your A lineup, which the Condors have tonight, you got to make some hay, and I would expect a very good performance.
Ryan Holt joins us, voice of the Condors, Matt Savoy. You'll have Josh Szymanski, Alec Regula, all playing in the lineup, not to mention Ike Howard and Hudson. So there's five guys. Pickard won't dress just yet. The other guy is Klattenberg, and I know that I talked to him about his hand. He was kind of disappointed when I saw him in Edmonton. It was just kind of a freak injury, just when he grabbed and kind of twisted. It was his non-punching hand where he broke the bone in it. At that time, he was kind of hoping late February. Where is he at as far as a return date?
Yeah, I'd say he's probably on that timeline. I'm not sure if he'll go on the trip next week. We have a 4-game trip through Colorado and then into Coachella Valley next weekend. But I think, the plan for him is close, right? I think it's early, probably that next week in March. He's been skating. He's been working out. So he's done everything that, you can do outside of obviously, play hockey games and practice. So hasn't gotten into practice yet. Maybe he goes on the trip and practices. That would probably be a good sign. But I think, he's itching to get going, right? He sees this group and where his spot is on this group. And, he's definitely a key ingredient for this team that definitely, I wouldn't say lacks, but the team definitely enjoys having him in the lineup for sure.
One of my favorite humans that I've covered over the years is James Hamlin. Just a great guy. And, he quietly, because I know, hey, there's lots of talk. Howard gets recalled. Hudson gets recalled. Klattenberg gets recalled. But, man, Hamlin very quietly has had a really solid year. 18 goals now, 29 points. Just give me your thoughts on where he is and the value to the team.
I'll say the entire organization, right? I think his value to the organization, is monumental. I'll bang the drum that I think he can play, third, fourth line minutes in the NHL right now. I really do. He's a guy who, you look at those 18 goals, right? There's more shorthanded goals than power play goals, right? He has 3 shorthanded goals this year. He has 1 on the power play out of those 18. He scored 3 extra attacker goals as well, too. So a guy who's trusted, in the center dot in big situations. That's just all on the ice, too. Off the ice, I mean, if you needed to draw up a person to, whatever, date your sister or, your model kid or whatever it may be, it's James Hamlin. I can't say enough good things about him. 6 years here in Condors town. It's the final year of his deal, naturally. So decisions need to be made. But, for me personally, if I don't think you can have enough James Hamlins. He's probably the best face-off man that the team has right now, just in terms of his ability in the dot and his ability to kill penalties. He does all the things that you'd want a hockey player to do. He goes to the areas that not a lot of guys go to. All of his goals are almost scored in and off the blue paint. So, he's a terrific role model for a lot of these young guys. And I know he's still young-ish, but he's a terrific role model for guys that, maybe have come in this organization without, much fanfare, with a big chip on their shoulders to say, you know what, you can do it the right way and play 40 to 50 games in the NHL and see where it ends up from there.
And lastly, Robbie Arventi scored one of the nicest goals I've seen in a while. I know it got called back, and I don't think that should have been called back. I watched that replay many times. I thought it was his own guy. But you know what? There's lots of focus on Hudson and Howard. And I know Arventi might be a different type of NHL player, but big, can really skate. And I know, he started out the season coming off the injury, so they limited his time, but he's really picked up speed. And now, granted, you watch every game. I think I've only watched 5 Condors games, start to finish this year. But every time I see him, I look and say, man, I think that guy's got a lot of NHL potential as a bottom 6 forward.
Yeah, I think you see the flashes, right? And I think that's it with him, right? Like, you see the flashes of it. It's the compete level at both ends of the ice. And, like you mentioned, his injuries, right? I mean, he was 2 years away from the game, basically. And now you're getting into the meat of the schedule. You're getting into the meat of the grind. He's got some personal stuff going on here this week, so he's going to get the night off tonight. But, he's a dynamic player, has a heck of a shot, has an opportunity, I think, really to carve out a nice niche, not only here, but also at the next level. But it comes down to that consistency, right? Doing it night in, night out on a daily basis. And just in talking with guys like Savoy and even Cal Pickard here, that's the difference between, the American Hockey League and the NHL. It's the consistency. It's being predictable each and every night in what you're going to bring. And I think, Arventi, the goal was unreal and good for him too, because you saw the team right after that continue to keep pushing, right? And he kept pushing, knowing that it was going to come, and eventually he gets rewarded. So good for him. He's a guy who sniffs the net well, and he's definitely going to have an opportunity at the next level. I don't see why not.
Holte, always good to catch up with you, buddy. Enjoy the game tonight, and then enjoy that gold medal game on Sunday morning.
Absolutely, 5 o'clock. I'll be up bright and early.
Oh yeah, everybody will be. I love it. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Ray. Take care.
There you go. That's Ryan Holt, voice of the Condors. So, Oiler fans, I know many of you are diehards, and you can go to the AHL.com. You can, if you want to watch individual game, you pay the fee. It's super cheap. It's really good quality. I've watched quite a few games this season, and you know what? You got Matt Savoy, you got Regula, you got Szymanski, Hudson, Howard. There's lots of guys in the lineup. Maybe you want to watch Leppinen. You haven't seen him yet. So check it out if you got your Oiler itch. That was the Oil Report brought to you by Go Auto. When we return, hey, we're going to talk a good feel-good story. A little cold, though. A little chilly right now as we get to Connor Halley and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. Stop in at Fountain Tire. Not only will they fix your tires, wheels, oil change, vehicle repair, they even have their whole digital vehicle system that can show you exactly what's wrong with your vehicle. FountainTire.com.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
All in all, pretty good day for Canada at the Winter Games in men's ice hockey. They knocked off Finland 3-2. They'll advance to Sunday's gold medal game, looking like it's going to be the States who are up 5-0 over Slovakia after 40 minutes. Canada picked up a few medals as Valerie Malte won a bronze in the women's 1,500 meters, her third of the games and first ever in that event. Freestyle skier Brand McKay won a bronze medal in the men's half-pipe to boost Canada's total to 17. In curling, Rachel Holman's ring fell to Sweden 6-3. They'll now play for bronze tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock against the United States. In the WHL, Oil Kings run the Regina, puck drop 6. In the BCHL, Saints will host Brooks at 7, while the Crusaders are in trail at 8. In the AJ4 games, including Camrose hosting Canmore and Bonneville up against Whiteport. Can West hockey quarterfinal action. The Panthers will host Manitoba down at the Drake this weekend. Golden Bears on the road taking on Saskatchewan, and the Griffins men's team hosting Calgary in their best of 3 at the DCA. In the association tonight, you got Mavs, Timberwolves, Hawks, and the Heat. Bucks in New Orleans. Lakers host the Clippers, and the Nuggets taking on the Trailblazers. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll talk about a great local cause. Also hear from the stat of the day and be joined by Gene Principe of Rogers Sportsnet. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
A pizza from Papa John's is already pretty great, but you know what's even better? 2 pizzas from Papa John's. For a limited time, get a medium one-topping pizza for only $6 when you order any large specialty pizza at
Fantastic Friday.
Price. Whether you're feeding your family, your team, or yourself, get your next meal from your locally owned and operated Papa John's with a $6 one-top medium when you order any large specialty at regular menu price. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Your furnace is dead. It's time to replace it before winter crushes you. Legacy Heating and Cooling is practically there already. Yeah, we're working in your basement. Doing a replacement. The work is so earnestly building your legacy. With no payments and no interest for 1 year, you gotta call Legacy. Replacing your dying furnace before it's too late, that's how you build your legacy. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Edmonton's only 24-hour-a-day sports radio station can be heard anytime, anywhere. Sports 1440 is streaming on your phone, your tablet, your computer. Download an app today and listen to Sports 1440.
5-time Junior Hockey League champions, the Spruce Grove Saints, are excited to be back on the ice at the brand new Thompson Family Arena. Be part of the action and enjoy some of the best junior hockey Canada has to offer by experiencing a Saints game for your next outing. Tickets range from $10 to $17 with free parking and some of the best food and drink specials in town. For more information on tickets and how you can become a partner, go to sgsaints.ca.
On the Rocks, the party never stops.
Check it out.
Mondays, bingo tune.
Tuesdays, tacos and tequila.
Wednesdays, it's wings and karaoke.
Shake what your mama gave ya with salsa lessons on Thursdays and the best Latin DJs.
Plus, live music every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, along with DJ Kenny K.
Hold on, let's not forget $5 happy hour, 7 days a week.
Your bar, your party. You're on the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
West Ave and 118th.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the Power Play 24/7 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
A claims program for harmed Canadians has begun as a result of a landmark tobacco settlement. If you smoked regularly before November 20th, 1998, and were diagnosed with lung cancer, throat cancer, emphysema, or COPD, you may qualify for a significant payment. To learn more, call 888-482-5852 or go to tobaccoclaimscanada.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Can Torque. We offer sale, rental, repair, and calibration of hydraulic, pneumatic, and battery-powered torque wrenches, stud tensioners, and flange maintenance equipment. Order today at cantorque.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
It's after 3 o'clock on a positive Friday. How are you? Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, whether you're listening, whether you're watching, maybe you got the app. Thank you very much for listening, consuming the show. We very much appreciate it. We always get new texters every day, so that means we probably got new listeners every day. So thanks so much for finding us and listening. Of course, Canada going to the gold medal game in men's hockey, and barring like the LA Kings 1982 comeback, Slovakia will be losing. They are trailing 5-0 in the third period to the USA, and it looks like it's going to be USA and Canada Sunday morning. Canada, of course, a few more medals today. We'll get to that. We got a few more medal opportunities tomorrow as well. Unfortunately, Rachel Homan's going to go for the bronze instead of the gold medal. But hey, medal's a medal at the Olympics. It's tough competition. You got Team Jacobs. They're going for the gold. The other storyline, Tage Thompson, not on Team USA's bench to start the third period. They show a video of him, and he's walking down the hallway. He doesn't have any skates on. It's kind of odd, but he's walking, not overly gingerly or not, but that's something to follow. Maybe they're just being uber cautious, but they might be without him. We'll have to wait and see. We'll welcome Wanye Gretz to the show. Wanye, how you doing?
I'm having a great day, a great Olympic day. I'm filled with Olympic spirit.
Well, yeah, how could you not be? It's good. It's fun. Little nervous today?
No, but I had a pink Whitney in the third, and then I had another one in overtime.
Really? So why don't you just drink lemonade? Is there any difference?
Oh, I don't know. They brought around the tray of shots, and they said, "Here's a pink Whitney for you, Wanye." And I said, "Who am I to say no?"
Oh, well, sure. Yeah, why not? There you go. Well, all this is going on. There is an annual fundraiser that happens every February in our city, and it's been going on for a long, long time. And I think it's like over 50 years. I think it's like maybe 70th or something. We'll have to get the exact number. But the Edmonton Fire rooftop campout for muscular dystrophy. And we are joined by Liam Troy. Liam, how you doing, my man?
Doing great, Gregor. How you been, man?
Hey, I'm excellent. You guys are, of course, are on the rooftop as we speak. Last year, I know it was much easier. It wasn't that chilly. You guys decided this week to test yourself. Much worse. It was less than ideal conditions up on the rooftop this week.
Believe it or not, Gregor, this is the ideal for us. This event started as a way for us to stand in solidarity with our members of the muscular dystrophy community, and it's our best attempt, although feeble, to recreate the sensation of what it might feel like to live a day in the life of someone with muscular dystrophy. So, you know, your joints stiffen over time. You lose motor sensation and control of your muscles as things can progress with different types of muscular dystrophy. So, it being a freezing, frigid Edmonton winter week, this is a perfect situation for us.
Okay, well, that's awesome. Yeah, you definitely want to test yourself. I guess let's get to the most important one. You're there to raise money. For any of our listeners, where's the easiest page for them to want to go donate?
So online, we got edmontonrooftopcampout.ca. That's the easiest one. We also have an Instagram page. We've created a number of videos kind of leading up to the event and then during the event, thanking all of our major donors and sponsors along the way. And our Instagram is at EDM Fire Muscular Dystrophy.
Okay. And we'll put those links out throughout the show, and we'll put them up on our socials as well for people that want to help out. Now, how many years have you, how many years has this been going on? What annual is this?
So the first rooftop campout was on Fire Station number 1 in 2001. We had a few years with COVID where we kind of got sidetracked and weren't able to do it, but this would be the 25th anniversary of our first rooftop campout this year.
Okay. So, and in that time, do you have any idea how much you've raised?
As a city, Edmonton has raised over $2.4 million that went towards research, supports, equipment, and training around muscular dystrophy. So we are by far the #1 fundraising city in North America.
Of all the firefighters for this, which is fantastic.
That's right. Yes. Fire.
Yeah. Not surprising. Edmontonians, they love to get involved and help out. And, it's fantastic. Now, how many guys are part of it this year?
So this year we have five firefighters that have braved the elements for the full meal deal. And then we've had some additional members of our committee. I got one sitting right next to me who have come to visit or stay for a while. And, we're about to come down off the roof in a couple of hours. So, being the guys that we are and the girls that we are, came to help pitch in with either setting up or tearing down or some element of the event. So, it's a massive team effort. There's 5 of us up here on the roof for the full meal deal, but we've had tremendous amount of help along the way.
Now, were you guys or gals, did you happen to have your phones accessible? Were you able to watch any of the Olympics here the last few days?
You better believe it. You better believe we did. Yeah, we caught the girls' game yesterday. We were all huddled around one of our phones up here on the roof. And then we missed the second period today, but we caught the first and third and then overtime. And I think if anybody was still sleeping in Edmonton, we definitely woke them up.
Well, no, it's a little nerve-wracking for certain. Now, overnight, when it's that cold, you guys got any tips on how you survive the night when it's -28, -30?
Yeah, well, what you first off need to do is head yourself down to Bass Pro Shops and get yourself one of their sleeping bags, because those things are next level. They're rated for -35 or 40. And it was very cold, but I had my socks off and I was in my shorts in that sleeping bag. That thing is next level. Also, if you huddle together with some of your friends to preserve body heat, that's really helpful as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do for food?
You know what? Usually what happens is, the firefighters, we make lunch and dinner together. It's kind of part of our tradition and how we kind of band together as a family. So usually the guys at Station 2, they take care of us with some meals. But, man, the businesses in Edmonton have come out in droves, and we've been getting stuffed beyond our wildest dreams. And then, citizens have also shown up with soup and cookies and just nonstop food. So we are not leaving here lighter than we came. That's for sure.
Well, you guys never shy away from a meal. It's all I know. When I got the opportunity to go to the firehouse, you got some good cooks there. I will say that. And having that tour and doing the ride along last year, we had a blast.
We loved having you. Yeah, it was a great night.
Yeah, well, we might have to talk to you guys and maybe help you out, because I know we had a lot of people bidding on that. We might want to do another one of those. It was pretty. Because we didn't really know that the ride along was part of it. That actually made it even more cool. Like, to actually go and, geez, I still hear it from my buddy Hutch that he put out a fire. Like, it's a worse story. It was just like that fire. Somebody lit one of the garbage cans on fire, the little small one, but according to him, like an inferno, and then we'd never hear the end of it. But
he's a downtown specialist now. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. So do you guys, when you raise all this money, does it go to one specific area each different year for muscular dystrophy? Is there like a certain thing that you want to fundraise for?
Yeah. So first and foremost, one of the most important elements of this whole thing is helping people in their day-to-day life. So equipment and supports, whether that be programming, physical activity, or, assistance with like medications and things like that. Or equipment. There's lots of really, really expensive equipment that comes along with not being able to be as mobile as you'd like to be. So electric wheelchairs. And I mean, if you have kids, everybody knows how much they grow. So they constantly, every couple of years need a different chair. There's lifts, there's ramps, there's bathing equipment. It's nonstop. The list is extenuate, very, very long for that sort of stuff. And then, research and training around early detection is another major area that money gets put into. And, thanks to the research over the past few years, there's been some incredible progress when it comes to, not just treatment, but also, early detection around muscular dystrophy. And, there's a number of different types of muscular dystrophy. So now, thanks to lobbying and pushing policy, every child that's born in Canada gets a heel prick test at birth to test for what's called spinal muscular atrophy. And that in lockstep comes along with some treatment that is extending people's lives from less than 2 years into adulthood. So that's a massive progression that we've had there. And then other types of muscular dystrophy, we're seeing longer lifespans, more fulfilling lives and lives where we can where people can move better and live better overall. So yeah.
Now, are you guys? Do you still go by the fill the boot? If somebody is the fill the boot hashtag still part of your guys' fundraiser?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of a symbol of our relationship with muscular dystrophy. So yeah, I mean, we definitely hashtag kind of fill the boot. Our rooftop campout website is the spot where we have been directing everybody to donate. So that's edmontonrooftopcampout.ca. But yeah, we still do boot drives, and that's kind of where the fill the boot comes from. One of the events. So we interrupt people's Saturdays. Sorry about that, and clog up traffic just a little bit. But we stand out there with our boots and ask people to provide a donation if they would like. We're obviously not shaking anybody down, but we do that a couple times a year, and that's kind of where the fill the boot comes from. So,
well, that's awesome. Liam, I love how informed you are on where the money's going and what you're doing and the whole history of muscular dystrophy. It shows me just how much this means to you personally and to your whole group. So great success for you guys. I know the last few hours will probably be a cakewalk considering what you've been through for the last few days. So once again, www.edmontonrooftopcampout.ca is where you can go and help Lima and the team raise some more money.
Awesome. Can I just say one more thing, Gregor?
Yeah, you bet, buddy.
Yeah, man. So just wanted to really kind of drive home the point that we are ever so grateful to all of the people that helped make this event happen. First and foremost, Edmonton Fire Rescue Services and our local 209 Edmonton Firefighters Union. The endless donors that we've had back for years and years that have made massive contributions, including new donors. And the citizens of Edmonton have really just continuously blown us away with their generosity, as well as coming up here and sharing a little bit of who they are. It makes you feel really special and also connected to the city. And finally, and definitely not least, all the media outlets that really, year after year go above and beyond to help us not just share the message of fundraising, but the message of muscular dystrophy and some education and information about that. So thank you all very much, everyone. And let's go, Canada. Let's go, baby. We're going for that gold.
Hey, man, enjoy it. Enjoy the game. I'm sure you guys will be well rested for early Sunday morning.
Yeah, we better be. We're on shift that morning, so we're going to be watching.
Awesome. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Thanks so much. Talk to you soon, Gregor. Have a great day, guys.
Yeah, you bet. That is Liam Troy from downtown. For the Edmonton Firefighter Rooftop Campout. Once again, put in www.edmontonrooftopcampout.ca. You can go make your donation there. $5, $10, it all adds up. Their goal was to raise $71,000 this year. So if you want to help them out on a positive Friday, it's a great place to go. And I just love how informed Liam was on muscular dystrophy. And I learned a lot of, I didn't know they did that heel prick on kids. That's fantastic. Just to, give you a better indication early on if you're going to have to battle that disease or not. So that's fantastic. So, and I like what he said right off the top. You know what? We want to kind of, when your joints are sore, and people who live with muscular dystrophy, it's cold and sore and stiff. It's kind of what it's like when you're camping out in minus 28, minus 30. So it was definitely a tougher week for the fellas, and they got through it. So that is awesome. We will take a quick break. We'll come back. We got lots more hockey to get to. It is counting down the time to Canada, USA. That game's not officially over, but it's pretty much over. It's going to be Canada and the Americans on Sunday. We got, of course, Mark Kennedy and the Jacobs team going for gold in curling. We We got Reese Howden going to be going for gold this weekend. A few other athletes still. So still lots of medal opportunities. We'll update you on the medal count when we return to the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
A pizza from Papa John's is already pretty great, but you know what's even better? 2 pizzas from Papa John's. For a limited time, get a medium one-topping pizza for only $6 when you order any large specialty pizza at regular menu price. Whether you're feeding your family, your team, or yourself, get your next meal from your locally owned and operated Papa John's with a $6 one-top medium when you order any large specialty at regular menu price. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
And that's another goal for Canada.
You know what would be even better than winning gold?
Okay, I'll bite.
Winning a gold medal made of Wilhock beef jerky.
Athletes do get hungry, and they could use a snack on the podium. I think I'll start a petition.
Really?
No. Now pass the Wilhock and turn up the games.
For a truly Canadian snack to cheer on our truly Canadian athletes, you need Wilhock beef jerky, made with Alberta pride right here in Leduc.
And here comes Action Electrical service team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
McValue meals are here. Get the McD's you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, junior chicken, or chicken snack wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
Do you work for a company that wants to reach people who love sports? Or maybe you're looking to hire people who love sports. Sports 1440 partners with dozens of local businesses, connecting with tens of thousands of Edmonton sports fans every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. Contact our sales team today to see what Sports 1440 can do for you. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca to get started.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Free trips, free iPads, a barbecue, a wood stove, the #1 dealer in the world. What? Who cares? How about no pressure, a great deal, finance rates as low as 0%, trade values you can be happy with, and an indoor showroom. And we're pretty good people. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Mr. Rooter gets a colonoscopy. All right, Mr. Rooter, just relax. We're almost finished.
Now, what am I looking at on the screen?
That's your large intestine.
Wow, the pipes of the human body. Incredible. This is just like when we use a camera for sewer inspection, except you probably don't find tree roots.
You'd be surprised what we find.
You know, once I found a bunch of Hot Wheels.
Hey, me too. For a plumber who values healthy pipes, call Mr. Rooter.
Measles is very dangerous during pregnancy, increasing the risk of many severe health-related complications. If you're planning to become pregnant, make sure you have received 2 doses of the vaccine at least 1 month before conception. Don't get measles, get immunized. Visit alberta.ca/measles to find out if you're up to date and what to do if you're not. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Japa Machinery. Japa is digging deep on their 50-year history of supporting Alberta's construction industry with their line of special edition blackout excavators. Visit japamachinery.com for all the details.
This is 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
.327, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Wanye Gretz, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. It's the Gregor Show, always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. So a little bit of goal scoring in the third period. It's 6-2. USA still with a 4-goal lead as the clock winding down in the third period. If you missed it earlier, you have to be living on a rock, but Canada victorious. Nathan McKinnon, the go-ahead goal late, the final, final 40 seconds of the, I think 35 seconds of the third period. And Canada skates away, overcomes a 2-0 deficit and wins 3-2 over Finland. And now they'll be going, try to win their third consecutive Olympics when it involves NHL players. They won in 2010, won in 2014, and will be looking to go again in 2026. Sidney Crosby, game time decision by the sounds of it. Josh Morrissey, kind of the same thing. Josh Morrissey was getting pretty hard. They thought he was close, but obviously not close enough. So we'll see if he gets in the lineup on Sunday as we go in the room, brought to you by Action Electrical. Project, service, testing, residential. They got 4 divisions, 53 years in business. They can help you on anything when it comes to electrical, including emergency electrical services. Their certified uniform technicians can help you 24/7. ActionElectrical.net as Gene Principe from Rogers Sportsnet joins us. And Gene, quite the last few days when it comes to Olympic hockey, highly entertaining.
Yeah, it kind of brought me back to the Stanley Cup Finals and just how you're kind of hanging on every play, every penalty kill, every opportunity, every save. But there's I don't know how to fully describe it, Jason, but there is, I don't know if it's more emotion, but a different emotion when it's club versus country. I'm not saying I would be necessarily any less excited for Edmonton to win a Stanley Cup or Canada to win an Olympic gold medal. National Hockey League is the best league in the world, but there are other leagues. So it was very dramatic. And, for back-to-back games, particularly the 3-on-3, and wondering if it was going to go into another overtime. I mean, it's unbelievable theater, especially when you love the ending.
Oh, God, yeah. It's been, I'm sure the Finns, and we saw it, like when Teemu Selanne is going on social media, one of the nicest guys ever, and complaining, that's when you can tell how emotionally engaged people are when it comes to the Olympics. And as it should be, right? Like, hey, you know what? People are going to get upset when they lose, and that's fine. He wasn't insulting anyone. He's able to view it. I thought it was a clear penalty. Like, it took it right in the high stick. There's no doubt about it. And I know people are like, oh, the ref didn't put his hand up until Nathan McKinnon's head went back. And I'm like, well, you get stuck in the face. That's kind of what happens. Now, with the ref, I didn't see the official at center if his hand was up or not. I don't know. I never saw that on the replay or not, but he probably actually had a better angle to see for sure that it was a stick. The guy from behind might have been like, oh, geez, I'm not sure. But then once you see the guy's head go like that, now, unless he's faking, which he wasn't, then it's a pretty obvious penalty. And, it's unfortunate for Finland, but it's great for Canada. And, Connor McDavid doing Connor McDavid things. He's got 2 more points. The guy's like a multi-point game player in the Olympics, which is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously, in particular, I would say the last 2 to 3 years, the Connor McDavid is he the best player in the league, best player in the world conversation has certainly had people suggest that, it might be Nathan McKinnon, that he might be the best player in the NHL. I think Nathan is probably the one that gets most of the other votes. If there are other votes, Nikita Kucherov, certainly an unbelievable point getter. I don't know if Nikita necessarily gets the best player in the often as certainly Connor or McKinnon, but I think it's quite clear what Connor is. And Jason, you've watched him as long as I have, and when you think there's no higher level, like, I think Connor's roof is like the clouds. Like, there is no roof to his abilities, his game, his understanding of what is needed and expected of him. And I thought, listen, McKinnon, great shot. It looked like it went off Saros's pad. There was just a bit of space there, but what a pass. I mean, what a power play it was. And I have to say there were a couple of spots where I thought, boy, a Bush bomb would look pretty good right now. But we're not going to go down that road. It's the gold medal final. So, that's what it's all about, but incredible. And I guess I wonder what Connor will be like when he gets back. If he just is so worn out that it takes him a couple of games to get going, or whether he's just riding that Olympic, knock on wood, gold medal final with the ultimate prize. But I've never seen so many people excited about getting up at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning. I think everybody's, making plans and discussing it. And it doesn't matter if you're in your 20s and you roll home at 2:30 or potentially later, or whether you go to bed like a senior, which I'm in some areas I am, and you get to bed at 9 and wake up at 5:30 or whatever the case might be. But an entire country will be lit up with excitement on the weekend.
Mean Gene's not just pulling an all-nighter and just staying right up to the game?
Well, that isn't a bad thought. I'm not sure I could make it, but it would be sort of fun to really roll into an all-nighter. And if I, maybe at my age, which I'm not that ancient, but I do enjoy my sleep. But if I'm in my 20s, there's no way I'm going to bed.
No.
Like I'm going, possibly out, rolling in, get a bite to eat, at 2:30, get home, maybe play some cards or have a couple more drinks or whatever conversation, and then the build-up begins. And I think, did I see that the gold for the men's curling is at 3 a.m.? I'm not sure if I saw that correctly or not, but there's probably Olympics to be seen at that point. But if you don't have that, just the conversation leading into gold medal, I mean, it's incredible. And now last I saw it was 4-0 US. I'm assuming they went on to win.
Yeah, well, they're up 6-2 now with about two minutes left. I just looked at the clock.
Yeah.
So that's going to be for sure now, Canada, USA.
Yeah, I mean, that is layers of it. I thought Wanye Gretz, not that I need to say his last name, was on the panel prior to the gold medal game, and he was asked about sort of the circumstances that surround Canada and the U.S., not just on the ice, but in, I guess, the political arena. And I love what he had to say about, he's a Canadian. He's never hidden the fact he wants Canada to win a gold medal, and he hopes that, like brothers and sisters who don't get along, that eventually they'll come together. So, yeah, it's fantastic. It's wonderful seeing Messier and Wayne there, and so I guess nervous as the game progresses until the excitement of winning it late. So it's unbelievable. I guess I kind of forgot because of the fact that NHLers haven't been in. I was there in 2010 when Sydney scored that golden goal, or Jerome McGinley and Crosby connected on the golden goal. And I mean, I just remember how exhilarating it was. And it seems like this one could reach a higher level than that. And I didn't think that was possible, but it certainly feels like that'll be the case for the entire country.
Yeah, no, it would be. It's going to be an electric game. There's no question about it. I can't wait. A young guy who's not going to be in that game, but did play in the Olympics, Josh Szymanski, got into 5 NHL games with the Oilers, then was sent down, went over to the Olympics. He's actually going to play for the Condors tonight. He's back in North America and landed in. He's like, hey, I want to play. I think we're going to see Josh Szymanski up here very soon with the Edmonton Oilers. I think he opened the eyes more so probably, I think, the trust of his coaching staff. He's very reliable defensively, big man who can skate. And I think we're going to see a look with Szymanski in the, in the very foreseeable future, maybe as early as Wednesday.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, you hear about the kid, they sign him, seems to have a pretty decent hockey resume. You look at his numbers, his height, his weight, his background, and then he goes to the AHL and does what he needs to do, and then comes up here and looks quite comfortable. For a guy who did play some junior hockey a long time ago, but really, he's been, for the most part, a European player and come over to North America and look like he has been playing in North America his entire hockey life. I thought that was quite impressive. And then to get him here and to watch him, and I think you hit the nail on the head. There isn't, at this time of the year, I think I was listening to Lowetide earlier today, and I can't remember if he called it sort of the development stage is over for the Oilers. The idea of a young player kind of coming in and just letting him play to develop is gone, right? You're into your last 25% of the season. You're trying to get first, trying to get a playoff spot. And while Josh is developing, he's not here just to develop. He's here because he can play and they need him. And I think that he's really warranted a longer look when he's back up here. And I think that'll be quite soon as Edmonton starts in California right after the break. And I mean, he's also kind of one of those guys, Jason, that if you think ahead to a couple of months and you get into a playoff series, he sort of has a lot of attributes that if he can develop, kind of quickly at the NHL level, I'm not saying he needs to, lead the team in scoring or anything or be in the, top six. But if he can be one of those role players, an important one that Edmonton could really use come April, May, and, hopefully June.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to give him a look a little bit for sure. Lastly, Gene, give me your thoughts. Canada, US. What score do you envision?
You know what? I think I got two sort of choices in my head, and of course I would be, biased on this, but the Americans are unbelievable team. But I think that Canada, it's either McDavid scores in overtime or Canada wins by 3 with one of those being an empty net goal.
Ooh, all right.
Two choices. I took one more than maybe I should, but those are the two ways I think this game will go.
All right. It is official. It's going to be Canada, US, as the US wins tonight or this afternoon. 6-2, and away we go. Can't wait for Sunday. Gino, have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
You too, buddy. Say hello to all your viewers and all the listeners who will be up and early at them on Sunday.
There you go. That's Gene Principe from Rogers Sportsnet. We will take a quick break. We'll come back. We got the oil report later on. Ben Steiner's going to join us, some more Olympic coverage, and we'll get your thoughts. Now it's official, boys and girls. Tell me how you're feeling. Nervous, excited? What do you like Canada's chances? Give me your reasons why they're going to win. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Hi, I'm Colton Livingston, president of Cantork. We've been tightening bolts and redefining our industry for 25 years. Yes, a quarter century, and we're just getting started. Check us out at Cantork.com. Our tools age better than I do.
Action Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy, designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
McValue meals are here. Get the McD's you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, Junior Chicken, or Chicken Mountain Drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
Want sports talk on the go?
You can listen to 1440 on the AM dial or stream us on your mobile device through apps like Radio Player, iHeart, and Stingray Music.
Edmonton sports fans,
turn to Sports 1440.
1440.
Are you looking for an affordable business, group, or team outing this season? Why not catch the excitement of a game with the 5-time Junior Hockey League champions, the Spruce Grove Saints? With extremely affordable group and suite packages available and some of the lowest food and drink prices around, Saints games are the perfect night for your next group event. Get your group in on the action. For more information, visit sgsaints.ca.
Shoulder pain. It can make even the simplest things like reaching up, lifting a bag, brushing your teeth, or sleeping frustrating. Rotator cuff strains, impingement, arthritis, they're some of the most common issues we treat every day. I'm Grant Fedorik, and at Leading Edge Physio, our team brings postgraduate training, evidence-based technology, and just the right amount of humor and humility to help you feel better. Because we never forget the most important part, the gratitude we feel for every patient who allows us the opportunity to care for them. Because life shouldn't hurt. When it does, leadingedgephysio.com.
If you manage or lead a team, join your peers April 14th to 17th at the Banff Management Course. PA Douglas Training invites you to 3 days of immersive leadership development in beautiful Banff, Alberta. Learn how to manage conflict, motivate and influence others, strengthen teamwork and improve productivity. Proudly Canadian, PA Douglas has trained over 150,000 professionals. Registration includes 3 nights at the Banff Springs Hotel, breakfast, select meals, refreshments and course materials. Register now at padouglas.ca.
Winter snow and ice are nothing to fear when the Lawnmower Hospital's in your corner. Keep pathways clear of snow with the Echo PB770T backpack blower. Or go even bigger with the huge PB9010T. Right now, buy select commercial walk-behind BCS sweepers and get the Echo PB9010T for free. The Lawnmower Hospital has pet-safe, plant-safe ice melt too. Visit lawnmowerhospital.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Something's happening. Something big. The Service Big Share Contest is back, where just by saving money with Service Credit Union, you could win $1 million. From now until the end of April, the more money you save with us, the more chances you have to win. The Service Big Share Contest. Isn't it time to feel good about your money? The Service Big Share Contest ends April 30th, 2026. No purchase required. For information and rules, visit service.ca/win.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Papa John's is making you 2 or more items for only $9.99 each from their Papa Pairings menu. Enjoy a medium, 1-topping pizza, boneless wings, cheese sticks, and more. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$3:45 on a positive Friday. The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website, where 100% of the revenue stays right here in the province. So even if you lose, guess what? They're helping making the Yellowhead a freeway by 2044. Still one of the greatest / worst promotions I've ever seen. Hey, we're going to have this as a freeway 20 years. Awesome. Can't wait. God, will I be driving back by then? Jeez, who knows? We'll see. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. We got a lot of texts coming in. Of course, we asked you about the Olympics. Your thoughts, Canada, USA. It is official. We're going to see that in the men's gold medal game. You got Rachel Holman going for the bronze. in curling against USA. You've got Jacobs going for gold against Great Britain in curling. So those are the team events. The Canadians, they're one of the favorites in the 5,000 meter short track today, and unfortunately came fourth. So that was an unfortunate result that was a team that was expected to get on the podium, and man, it looked like they were going to, but it's tough, man. It is the Olympics, and that's why you look at Malte today. She wasn't expected to get on the podium, but she did in the 1,500 meter. I loved her post race reaction, and then her interview, and she was just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it! Like, I didn't expect this. No one thought it." And if you go watch her race, go look at her third lap. Like when your legs are burning, and she just killed it. It was awesome, absolutely awesome to see, man. Like I love when people just they find ways to push past their limits, and you can see it in real time. You're like, that's pretty darn impressive. Pretty impressive. So 833-401-1440. We asked you about the game. Hey boys, we're winning because of a Canadian heart. No question. Hey boys, Hellebuck is Canada's ace in the hole. Did you see that first goal? He is not money from the D lister. All right. Guys, it's exactly what we all wanted. U.S. Canada. Canada will win because they have the top 4 players in the game between McDavid, McKinnon, Makar, and Celebrini. Go Canada, Montana to Rice. Celebrini has been pretty good. Would he be better than any American forward? Oof. Jeez, it's a bold statement. Is Celebrini better? Like Quinn Hughes is really good. I think Quinn Hughes is the Americans' best player. And him and Makar, it's hard to pick much of a difference, honestly, between the two of them. Like, Hughes is really good. But, maybe the one, Makar, maybe slightly better shot. Because they're both incredibly mobile. Really good puck movers. Can handle the puck. They can create space laterally. That's what's so impressive to me when I watch their game. And, like they walk the blue line incredibly well. Like, the only thing they don't have, if you were like critiquing, the only thing they don't have is size as a big D man. Like, so if you can get on him and cycle the puck, maybe that's the one way you can wear him down potentially. But yeah, Celebrini's had a really good tournament. He was good again today. You know what? Had some good chances. It was interesting at times, like McKinnon and McDavid are in a good spot, but they're looking for the kid. I'm like, shoot the puck. So, but Canada did have lots of shots, and they definitely created. Hey guys, is it me or does McKinnon look zombified right now? Oh, he's close to Captain Serious. And that's how he is, man. Like Nate McKinnon is wired, like he is wound tight. That's what makes him so great, right? Like it's when you watch him and McDavid together, they're both explosive and quick, but in such different ways, right? Like McDavid's just like, glides, and then McKinnon's just like power, and it's awesome to watch. I do wonder if he's a little bit banged up though. You saw him grimacing in that overtime, like the one just moving his leg. Like I just wonder, but either way, you get Celebrini on there. He's excellent on the forecheck. I'll be curious to see what John Cooper does. I'm not going to question John Cooper. Every button he's pushed has worked. Look at the defense pairing minutes, and I can't say pairings because they got 7 defensemen, but you look at Doughty's minutes in the quarterfinal game compared to today, went from 15 to 7. Sanheim, he was feeling it. He got to play more. To me, that's what coaching is. There's nothing worse than a coach who's just like, you know what? Doesn't matter. These are the same guys all the time. Like I get, hey, you know what? Your best players, but at this tournament, yeah, like Makar's playing for sure. But if on a given day, one of the other D-men's feeling it more, I'm going to go with them. And that's what I thought he did today. Like Sanheim, up to 13 minutes, and man, he jumped up in the play, had lots of good shots. I really liked his game. He was noticeable.
I'm really blown away by Macklin Celebrini. Like, for a guy who could have played in the World Juniors this year, he is way better than I thought he was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, this is you just wonder what his confidence level will be. It had to be high going into this tournament, but man, coming out of this tournament, like that guy, he's got to be a little like internal, like, damn, like I fit in here with the best of the best.
I don't know. I mean, San Jose is definitely not the worst place in the world. Will Smith will be excited to get him back, I'm sure. But like when you see him around this level of talent, like he doesn't look out of place.
Oh, no, not at all, man. He's
crazy.
He's been one of Canada's most dangerous forwards. He's leading them in goals. Like he's been really good. Hey, guys, goaltending hasn't been a topic throughout the Olympics. Pretty even going for gold. Canada will win because we have the top 3 players in their prime playing lights out. from Pocket Rocket. And yeah, goaltending won't be a conversation until it is a conversation, right? One questionable goal in a gold medal game and suddenly say they shouldn't have taken him. You know, someone's going to say it, or many people will say it. There'll be lots of you know what? I wish more people would watch the game and not be on social media, because you're not really watching the game as much. You're missing lots of things. And usually it's, for every one positive, it's like a lot of negative stuff. So that's what I've enjoyed when my son's around, my phone's down. I don't really, maybe the odd one in intermission or something, but I just find you're into the game more and you can just feel the emotion. And it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for both sides are going to be fired up. Both nations are going to be fired up. It'll be good. Hey guys, is it just me or is Makar being a little bit quiet? I don't think so. It's best on best. It's not every player is going to stand out every game. That's what makes what McDavid's doing wild, right? Look at Nathan McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon's having a good tournament, but not even close to McDavid. McDavid, every game is impacting the game. And in a significant way, getting on the score sheet. Obviously that pass on the game winner. Ridiculous. Great shot, by the way, though. Great shot. And, Makar has been, he's playing, I think he's been quiet. He's on the ice, man. The last few games playing 25 minutes. And not making a lot of mistakes. He's around, he's such a good skater. He doesn't lead the rush a ton. That's just not his game, right? He comes up late, but man, when you get the puck in the offensive zone, God, he is good and smooth laterally. Really, really smooth. So I like it. Hey guys, I think the U.S. style suits Canada's play better. Going to be more goals. Well, I'll say I think the U.S. would learn. I can't believe, Finland, I was talking to my son, I can't believe Finland's just sitting back. It's 2-0. Canada, why? Why not push it? Because Canada might push more, and that'll give you an odd man rush. And then you could make it 3-0. But 2-0, I'm sorry. I thought that was a real bad decision by the Finns to basically, for 2 periods, not attack. Right? They started to attack a little bit when Canada tied it, but by then I'm like, well, now you're starting from scratch again. So they blew a 2-0 lead, and I really would blame it a lot on their style of play. They can get mad and I don't like the call McKinnon. I'm sorry, that was clear high stick. You can pretend that Marchand, was he on the goalie at first? Yeah, Holla pushed him in, but he was on and off the goalie quick. And I don't have an issue with that. The bigger issue, if I'm a Finnish fan, is why the hell did we sit back for final 40 minutes of the game?
It was a very flat first period. There wasn't a lot going on for Team Canada. But they gathered momentum as the game went along.
Yeah, the first period was kind of a feel it out. And, obviously that, the power play goal by Finland right off the draw, it's Horvat was 62% in the face-off circle coming in. You can lose a draw, but to lose it that clean right to your guy, that's kind of rare. But give Finland credit. They executed that face-off perfectly. Perfectly. Hey, Gregor, is Quinn Hughes the best player only because he trained with Hockey Canada and that's how he learned his skills? Well, I'm not really sure you would say that, Quinn Hughes trained with Hockey Canada, never played for Hockey Canada per se. He did, he played for the St. Michael's Buzzers, and he played in the GTHL for a bit. Sure. But no, I'm not gonna say that, because I knew he played prior to that. He played, in the US growing up as a kid. So he's just a good player. He's you got 3 brothers in the NHL. They're doing something right. No question about it. So he is a dynamic player. There's no doubt about it. Look at Cale Makar. Cale Makar didn't go major junior back then. Went played for the Brooks Bandits. He played. It's am I going to say, well, Cale Makar is who he is because he played that 1 year in college? No. No one's going to say that. So I don't think we can say it the other way. Guys, bigger surface for D-Man? No. The ice surface is smaller, actually. It's a little bit shorter. So there you go. Coming up after 4 o'clock, we'll get to our stat of the day, or stats of the day. Ben Steiner will recap what's going on, a busy day at the Olympics. We got Spec, we got Lowetide, we got the 2-minute warning with Cam Tate. We'll get to Wanye's World and more. But first, let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by meals.loca.ca. Dinner just got a whole lot easier and tastier. Head to meals.loca.ca, select the number of chef-crafted meals you'd like to eat, and then get them delivered to your door every Sunday. for as low as $10 per serving. Just heat, eat, repeat, meals.loca.ca.
The Sports 1440 update.
All in all, pretty good day for Canada. The winter games in men's hockey, they knocked off Finland 3-2. They'll advance to Sunday's gold medal game against the United States to beat Slovakia 6-2. Moment to go. Canada picked up a few medals as Valerie Lowetide won the bronze in the women's 1500 meter, her first ever medal in that event. And third of these games, freestyle skier Hannah McKay won a bronze medal in the men's half pipe to boost the total to 17. In curling, Rachel Holmensring fell to Sweden 6-3. They'll now play for bronze tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. against the United States. Canada men going for gold against Great Britain at 11. In the WHL, the Oil Kings on the road in Regina. Puck drop 6 o'clock. In the BCHL, Spruce Grove Saints hosting Brooks at 7, while the Crusaders in Trail at 8 in the AJ4 games, including Camrose hosting Canmore and Bonnyville in Whiteford. In Can West quarterfinal action, Pandas will host Manitoba at the Drake over the weekend. Golden Bears on the road in Saskatchewan, while the Griffins men team hosting Calgary 3 straight at the DCA. And in the association, you got the Cavs and the Hornets. Wizards host the Pacers. Mavs taking on the Timberwolves. Pelicans host the Bucks at Battle of Los Angeles. And the Trailblazers taking on the Denver Nuggets. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll ask 5 questions, get some stat of the day, and look around the Olympics with Ben Steiner of Sports Illustrated. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquacentral reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
McValue meals are here. Get the McD's you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, junior chicken, or chicken snack wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
1 in 3 adults don't get enough sleep. The Brick is here to help with deals on your entire bedroom. Save up to 50% off clearance mattresses, 50% off beds when you buy any 3 matching pieces. Buy one, get one half price on ceiling memory foam pillows, and save $100 off any adjustable power base when you buy a mattress over $9.99. Plus, check out other incredible savings in every department. Some exclusions apply. Check out The Brick in South Common, West Ed Mall, North Side, and downtown.
The place to cheer for Canada loud and proud is Sally's Sports Bar and Lounge. The ultimate sports bar to watch the ultimate winter events. Not a bad seat in the house, tons of big screens, and a first place menu with something for everyone. Small bites, big bites, game night food and drink features. Cheer on Canada's team at Sally's. At all 3 Century Casino locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Every day is game day at Century Casino.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio, from weekend warriors to professional athletes, kids playing soccer, to grandparents in the garden, rotator cuff tears and tendonitis to post-surgical knees and hips. We fix your body. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday continues on. Welcome back, Jason Gregor. Wanye Gretz, Connor Halley. That stupid commercial with Ben Stiller. God, it makes me laugh. Like when he sells it, when he falls off the stage the second time. Oh, it's so funny. Stiller's hilarious. Maybe it's just a mustache he's wearing in that one. It's pretty funny. Anyway, welcome back to the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Hey, no laughing matter. $60 million up for grabs tonight in Lotto Max. Get your tickets at PlayAlberta.ca. And while you're there, you can check out the Gregor Show. We always got a few odds boost specials for you. Little NBA action. Of course, we'll have all sorts of gold medal game action coming up as well. We are going to get to our stat of the day momentarily. We got a lot of text flying in, 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Hey, boys, before you couldn't give your Shark tickets away, now they're going to be a hot ticket when the kid comes to town. That's a fair point. Yeah, it's a very fair point. People always want to see the star players. Ovi, Crosby, and Celebrini's not there yet because his career isn't as established as them. But for a young player coming in, like you look at young guys, a lot of fans like, hey, I want to see Bedard. Celebrini is going to be probably at a higher level than that right now, right? McKinnon comes to town, you want to see him. Quinn Hughes and Kirill Kaprizov make the Minnesota Wild a ticket you want to see. And Schaefer, I know we had a lot of people texting, man, I'm kind of excited to go watch Schaefer tonight when he played for the Islanders. And, that's that'll be the same thing, I think, for a long time with Celebrini, for certain. He has been very, very good. Hey, guys, I think McKinnon looks sick. Maybe that's why the zombified look. Yeah, I don't know. If he's sick, he's playing pretty well for a sick guy. And so that gets us, let's get to our stat of the day today, brought to you by All Star Construction, founded in 2009. They shape and build Edmonton communities, power, gas, telecommunications, street lighting, directional drilling, hydro vacuum. They do it all at All Star Construction. And the number one stat I have today is Macklin Celebrini, the youngster. 8 shots on goal today. He also had an assist. He also played a team high in minutes for Team Canada. Celebrini at 25:53. Makar was at 25:14. McDavid was at 25:20. So, it's not a huge amount, but, it's an extra shift that you stay on a little bit later, maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. A few times it adds up, but that's a 19-year-old kid in the Olympics, 8 shots on goal. And that's what I like. He's not afraid to shoot it. He knows, hey, if you're playing with McDavid, you better be ready to shoot the puck. And McDavid and McKinnon, they each had 4 shots. So there's no shortage of chances from that line. McKinnon played just under 22 minutes, and then it drops down. The next highest forward was Suzuki at 14:36. I did think the Tom Wilson, 12:47. Sam Bennett had a very impactful 10 minutes and 31 seconds. Same with Brad Marchand. That line really in the second half of the game, well, they were Canada's second best line. And at times at 5-on-5 were just as threatening and they do it in a totally different way. McDavid and McKinnon and Celebrini are just speed and dynamic play and edge work. And those three guys are straight line. We're just going to overpower you. We're going to win board battles. And, the thing, remember Marchand? I know Oilers fans probably don't want to hear it, but remember Marchand in the playoffs last year? Like the guy, he just had, watch that replay of him when he gets pushed on Saros. Watch how quickly he is on, off, and up, right? Like it's just stop, drop, and roll, boom, and he's off. Some guys just aren't that quick, right? And that was huge for him. You don't linger there. You don't try, I'm going to stay on the goal. No, he was off as quick as he could. You know what? Because he's smart enough to know that, hey, I don't want to be touching the goalie, and he wasn't close to the goalie when the goal went in, and obviously got pushed in there. They didn't challenge it because I think that was the right call. But man, that line really got going. But Celebrini's ice time minutes. I thought the other guy's stat line that I really liked today was Travis Sanheim in 12 minutes and 38 seconds. Very, very impactful for them. You look at the United States, who Canada is going to play now for the gold medal. It's the game we all wanted, and it's here. They had a convincing win over Slovakia, and they didn't have to play anybody a ton of minutes, right? Because of the blowout. But you look at Celebrini and just where he's at. How about Connor McDavid, up to 13 points now? That's the most points in the NHL era. Did you know, fun stat, do you know which Canadian had 15 or 14 points since 1980 in the Olympics? This guy had 100 points once in the NHL. Well, maybe twice. Let me double check. I know it was once I think it was only once. Happened in the 90s when he played in the Olympics. And then he was a 100-point player in the national. Was he a 100-point player? No, he wasn't a 100-point player. Yes, he was a 100-point player once.
Paul Kariya?
No. Good guy. He was a 100-point player. Joey Juneau. Joey Juneau, 1992. He hadn't even played in the NHL, man. He was playing. That was when they had the National Olympic team. He had 15 points in 8 games for Canada that year. So that's the only guy since the 80s who has more points in the Olympics than McDavid. So now McDavid could catch him tomorrow. Now he did it in 8 games, but still, that's a hell of a performance from Joey Juneau. Remember, he came in, he left that Olympic team that year. Then he went to Boston, got 19 points in 14 games, played in the playoffs, and then the next year had 102 points. Like that was the 92-93 year for Joey Juneau was probably the greatest 2 years of hockey in his career. After that, he never had more than 70 points in the NHL. Now, injuries played a part in that for sure. But Joey Juneau, if you would have got that one, good for you, for any of our listeners. But he was, I'm sure some of the young people are like, who? Joey Juneau is a hell of a player, man. Guy played, over 800 games in the NHL, played for the Bruins, the Capitals, Sabres, and a little bit of a suitcase late in his career, right? He was on the Caps team when they lost to Colorado in the Stanley Cup final in 98. He was on that Sabres team in 1999 that lost on the Brett Hull goal. So, you know what? The guy went to 2 Stanley Cup finals, had a pretty solid career. Also, 15 points in the Olympics. Only guy, a Canadian guy anyway, with more than McDavid since the 1980s. We've talked about it. You go way back when, man. Harry Watson had like ridiculous back, but Canada scored like 100 points in 5 games. They were winning 33-0, 32-0 back in 1924. So a little bit different of a time when Sweden, they beat Sweden 30-0. So it's a little better time. So I can't wait. I can't wait for the game. And, as McDavid got more magic in him, this game is going to be stressful for Canadians. Like I'm curious. I wonder if they would just put like heart rate monitors on the average. Like that's what I would do just for fun. Pick random fans and just say, "Okay, I want you to wear this during the game just to see." Like because some people, you get more into it. You just do, right? Like it was interesting listening to Malte. So she won the bronze medal today in the 1500 meter, and so when she did her race, there was 10 pairs left. Oh, sorry, 5 pairs, 10 skaters left after her. And they always go like the last are usually the favorites, right? So she's thinking, oh, geez, man, like there's got to be 7. I got to beat 8 out of these 10 for me to get on the podium. And that's clicking down. And I loved her explanation. She's sitting there. She's just like, oh my God, I'm watching. And now I'm like, geez, now my heart's beating out of my chest. I'm just watching, like you're helpless. But it's really in that moment, she's like a fan, not necessarily rooting against someone, but just like, oh my God, I could win another medal. And in an event she wasn't. But I was listening to her and I'm like, that's probably how it was like for fans of the game today. You're watching it. And, Finland goes up like right off the face off from the one goal. Like you probably don't even have time to get that nervous because it's rare that you score 2 seconds right off the draw. Boom. And you're like, what the hell happened? So now you're a little concerned. Then Finland goes up 2-0. Now you're like, what the hell? This isn't good. Right. So I don't know if your heart rate's up, your stress level is up. Like if you had a stress monitor of hockey fans during those games, it would be amazing. Like we had a coach tell me that he has his Apple Watch. And as he's coaching his basketball team, he's just coaching. All of a sudden, like, beeps, your heart rate's up at 150. Just because you're a coach, like you're into the game at times as a coach, right? Especially you're probably walking up and down the sidelines on basketball. Well, imagine fans. Like how many, and today, some of you maybe were working, maybe you weren't. So you're trying to be at work, but you're watching, maybe you're watching on TV, you're watching on the app, wherever you are. And it's stressful. But you get to Sunday where you're now in your house. Oh my God. It's next level. It is. Now, Oiler fans have felt that because you've been in the Stanley Cup Finals the last few years. So you've had overtime games, right? You get to game 7, that third period, you're like, oh my God, you're stressed. But, for your country, it's just different. Not better, just different.
I remember that when the decade of darkness ended because it had been so long since the Oilers have been in a game that mattered. And even the first year back, there wasn't a lot of games down the stretch that were do or die. And they rolled out game 1 of the first series. Unbelievable. And Gene mentioned it earlier, like every penalty kill counts. Every power play, you're on the edge of your seat. It's good to feel alive.
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. I can't wait. Gregor, how many minutes did you say Celebrini played? Over 25. Yes, 25 minutes and 53 seconds. Most for Team Canada. Their youngest player. Hey, he's got young legs. He could be fine, but yeah, that's when the coach. I love John Cooper, by the way. He's a great illustration for a few things because a lot of complaints that Oiler fans have. Oh, Chris Naba. So John Cooper, Stanley Cup winning coach multiple times. Guys won 4. Like he's coached. People think he's one of the best coaches around. Look what he does with his best players. He's loading them up. But here's the other thing I want to point out. We're talking about Wilson, Marchand, Bennett. How good of a game they had, right? Do you feel they contributed? Yes or no? Just say it out loud wherever you're at. Yes or no? Did you feel they contribute?
Yes.
Guess how many minutes they played today? 10 minutes for Bennett, 11 minutes for Marchand, 12 minutes for Wilson. Stop making excuses for the Oilers' depth guys not to produce. I'm sorry. You got to find ways to contribute and produce. Would you all like to play 50 minutes? Yeah, it ain't realistic. But when I watch that line today, I'm Chris Knobloch. I'm thinking, who are the guys on my team that can play close to that style? Vasily Podkolzin, checkmark. Trent Frederick can. I know Oiler fans are like, no, he can't. Gregor hasn't done it. You're right. He hasn't done it in Edmonton. But go back and look at his 2 seasons in Boston when he's a 17 and 18 goal scorer. He's a third-line guy. Up and down the wall, heavy on the wall, physical. He can do it. He's just got to get back to believing he can do it. Now, who's the third guy? Now, this is a wild card for me. It's a little bit of a stretch. But I listened to how Chris Knobloch talked about him and talked about his defensive acumen. Josh Szymanski. You bring Josh Szymanski up, you play him with Podkolzin and Frederick. And that's your line that of course, they're not as skilled top to bottom as Wilson, Marchand, and Ryan. They don't have to be because the NHL isn't the Olympics. It's not the best of the best for most of these teams, right? You got good teams in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. Some really good playoff teams. And you know what? Like, could the Florida Panthers, now I know it's impossible because you got some players on both teams, but could the Florida Panthers team, how would they match up against the Finns? It'd be a damn good matchup, right? Because you have a lot of good players. Now Barkov's on, now he didn't play on Finland today. So that Finland roster, you'd still have to take Mikkola off that team and some others. So that's going to make them worse. But they could compete. So I look at Edmonton and say, they got to build a line because you can't just have everybody who talks to me about, Howard and Hudson. You can't have them all. You can't. You're not going to win in the playoffs with them. We all know that playoff hockey gets a little grungier. And look at how Kapanen played in the playoffs last year. Look at how Podkolzin played. Look at how Kane plays when he's healthy. Hyman, right? You need guys that can play that way. You got the skill in Draisaitl, McDavid. They can skill and they can dance, right? Nugent Hopkins. Not every guy has to be a physical player. But the potential of that line, that's the three guys I see. Right? Hyman can play that way, but I want Hyman in my top line with McDavid, obviously. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do there. Now, Trent Fredericks has got to regain some confidence. But if I'm him, I sit him down. I'm saying, hey, I believe that you can do this. And I would get my video guy, say, hey, let's go find some tape from him in Boston. Trent, this is how you scored. Boom, boom, boom. Show the guy. Believe it. Right? Because trust me, he'll be like, oh, yeah, that's right. Right? Like, think about it. Some of the best motivators. It's not your fault. That guy made the mistake. Oh, yeah, that's right. Right? It's not a lie, Jerry, if you believe it. And so, I think, positive reinforcement of just reminding a player what they're capable of can be beneficial.
That's a really good idea. Do coaches do that? Do they make like hype videos?
Oh, 100%. I know Rocky Thompson used to do it lots when he was a coach. And I know other guys they'll sit in there and they'll bring the guy into video. And, I know Vinny Desharnais, Paul Coffey. Vinny Desharnais so Paul Coffey was like their second or third time in video room. And they sit down and Desharnais was telling me, you know what? Well, usually when we come into video, we'd see here's Bouchard making a play at the blue line or something. Here, Paul Coffey comes in and he's showing plays of Vinny Desharnais doing it. And he's like, Vinny, you can do that more. I expect you to do it. And you walk in, they're like, yeah, you're right. I can do that. Right? Like you gotta, you think about it. Anybody who's ever coached kids, they don't doubt as much at a young age. Right? And you tell a little, hey, you know what? I think you're the fastest kid out here. Yeah, I'm the fastest kid out here. Right now, you might tell 6 kids on your team at a young age you're the fastest, but that's how you hype them up. And I don't think it's no different at the NHL level. So yeah, I would hope that they're looking at it and say, hey, let's find a montage of the best of Freddie. Right? You have fun with those in video room. Like if I was a coach, once a week I'd be picking a different guy and having some, if he was on a roll, just being like, boom, boom, the whole team's in there. Maybe there's some funny stuff. They're laughing, but they're showing all the highlights of the guy's play, right? Teammates are hyping him up. The guy walks out of there. All of a sudden, he's like, geez, I'm like an inch taller in here. I feel pretty damn good about myself. That goes a long way. I would be doing it for sure.
So they're pulling players in on a regular basis, the whole team to watch video.
Well, usually like the defense will go in as the defense sometimes in the forward, and then sometimes they'll have penalty kill meetings, and then they have power play, right? So yeah, they do it.
And it's a mix of prior game footage.
Yeah. And lots of times it's more, little in the regular season is not as much scouting because you're changing a different team all the time, right? You're more so worried about yourself. Hey, we want to do this here. Now there's certain little tidbits. Hey, if they catch something that, hey, they like to do this. Okay. You're aware of it. These are NHL players. They can adapt. But when you get into the playoffs, it's totally different. Like they will come in. And so the orders will finish the regular season on a Thursday. They'll probably know. They might know by the Wednesday or the Thursday who they're playing in the first round. When they come, they'll get a day off or two. When they come back in that day, man, their whole video session is what the other team does. And they break it down. This is how we're going to attack. This is what they do in the forecheck. This is how we're going to counter. Because now for the next 4 to 7 games, you're playing the exact same team. So it is very different to play.
And do they share footage with the players of their game footage too?
Oh, of course.
So you're going to get a special one for you as a player every game, or how's it work?
No, it all depends. Like, not watch too much film all the time isn't great. But at certain times when coaches want to point out something to players, like they're in video session and they can have a small video session. I'm sure there's probably more now than ever before. But like Struddy said, you can't overload, right? Like even on a pregame, when you go through video, usually it's 2 things. You can't sit down there and say, okay, do this, because then the players are thinking. I know that sounds counterproductive, but you want them to react, not think. You can't think in the game. It's too fast. Once you start thinking, you're done. You got to say, okay, here's the 2 plays. Okay, we're going to do this breakout on this play here. 2 little things. Okay, great. Then you go. The other stuff is natural instincts from playing for years, right? But there are definitely times that you can go through specific, but yeah, they will mark it down different for each player at different times of the year. I know that, the video guys, it depends. Sometimes the coach like, hey, you know what? We want to try to pump this guy up. Let's find some positives. Remind the guy what he's capable of, right? Now, if somebody's made the same mistake, sometimes you have to have a harsh meeting, like when Andre Mangiapane got benched after that turnover at the blue line led to a goal, people were like, oh my God, it's harsh. He was playing well. Well, it wasn't because that was the one time. He had made that same play and given the puck away in that zone too often and had likely been shown it on video. And then at that point, the coach is like, no, okay, you're done. Right? That's what happens, right? You get certain warnings, but if you keep doing it, like the only thing you can do as a coach is to do something. So you got to do it. Hey guys, are all video rooms as nice as the Oilers? I was lucky enough to have a locker room tour, and that thing is unreal. From Chad. Well, I can say I haven't been in every one, but I can tell you, talking to players, no, it's one of the state of the art. It's a new facility, right? So they have all the bells and whistles, and that video room is massive. Were you in the one that had the theater seating? Like, it's pretty wild. I know there's lots of people that get a tour of it. You're kind of blown away when you go in there. Like, it's pretty phenomenal. But yeah, I would say you go to NFL, like where video is even more prevalent in football. Like, you look at their video rooms, man. NFL, even CFL ones, like they got some pretty good. The Elks technology in their room is pretty spectacular now. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Ben Steiner will join us. That was our stats of the day, brought to you by All Star Construction.
Hello. You're never going to believe this. Booster Juice called your name today. You can get a free smoothie or acai bowl.
No way. I'm heading there now.
Oh my gosh, you and my brother have the same name. Okay, I'm calling him next. I'm hanging up.
Booster Juice Names of the Day is back. 2 names are selected each day, and if your name matches, you can get a free smoothie or an acai bowl. Watch for your name on the Booster Rewards app and social media. Must be an app member to qualify. Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Who's that working on the underground utilities over there? All-Star Construction, that's who. What about the street lighting? Yep, All-Star Construction. And the directional drilling, hydrovacing, neighborhood renewal, and telecommunication work? Yep. Since 2009, All-Star Construction has been doing all that and more, shaping and building Edmonton communities for land developers all around Edmonton. That's what All-Star Construction is all about.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Get down to Harley-Davidson of Edmonton's VIP Spring Blowout Sale this Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4. New motorcycles are selling for as low as $12,900. And ask us about the 1-year extended warranty on new and used bikes. Bring your buddies, because when they buy a new Harley, you get a $500 referral credit. For more details, visit Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail or at hdedmonton.com. See you Sunday.
Expand your brand with Fusion Promo Marketing. Fusion is your trusted partner for all things branded merch and apparel. Thousands of products perfect for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
What if you could hire motivated, safety-trained youth with no risk and funding to support you? At Careers the Next Generation, we make hiring easy with funded internships across Alberta in trades, IT, forestry, and more. Interns are WCB covered, complete high school accredited safety trained, and arrive ready to contribute from day one. With 42% of RAP students completing their apprenticeship by age 22, you get skilled workers faster. Spots are filling up. Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
Measles outbreaks are occurring in Canada, including Alberta. These outbreaks are highly preventable. Measles is an extremely contagious disease that is spread easily through the air. The best way to protect yourself, your family, and your community is to ensure you are up to date with your immunizations. Don't get measles. Get immunized. Visit alberta.ca/measles to find out if you're up to date and what to do if you're not. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Ewell. Get your power play amped up with Ewell, supplying the City of Champions and Alberta with quality electrical gear since 1975. Ewell.ca is your partner in power.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.427 on a positive Friday. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram is always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. We're getting the game tonight. $60 million in Lotto Max plus 6 max millions. Ooh, that could imagine you win that tonight. What kind of party are you having on Sunday morning? Oh my goodness. That would be quite the event. You're probably like, you know what? I'll just rent anything. Plan it out. Could have a hell of a bash. Could do it in a quick, short time. I would like it. Like it a lot. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. As we get to our Winter Games Report, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home to no payments, no interest for 1 year on your furnace. Stay warm all winter. LegacyHeating.ca. As Ben Steiner from Sports Illustrated joins us once again, talking the Olympics. And Ben, man, so many stories in so many different sports. And man, it's kind of a scary event in the women's 1500 today, as one of the Polish ladies got clipped by a skate right by her ear. Man, that was brutal. But what's outside of hockey? Because we'll get to hockey later. But what stood out for you the last few days?
Well, good to be on with you again. And it's certainly an exciting time when it comes down to these last few days, the Olympics. They really pack it together in terms of the events that come together. I think the thing that has stood out to me in the second week is just Canada's short track team. And in particular, what Courtney Sareau has been able to do at these Olympics. 4 medals. She came short of a 5th today in that 1500 that you mentioned. The ice just looked terrible today at the Milan Ice Arena. They had temperatures about 18 degrees Celsius in Milan today, and that just didn't work out well for some of these temporary ice setups that they had, and she slipped up. But it's one of the best Olympic performances by a Canadian at any Winter Olympics. It's in the realm of the Clara Hughes, the Cindy Clausens, and she really helped save that Canadian medal count, and a lot of that came in that second week with short track.
Yeah, the men on short track, I think would probably be, if they left there, they'd be disappointed. They didn't get the 5,000 relay. Stephen Dubois obviously was great, but, Will Danjanu, and it just illustrates how hard it is, but what did you see maybe that was lacking from his performances this week?
I think when you get to the Olympic stage, it's just a completely different beast. And we see it with a lot of the American athletes that are built up by sort of the NBC hype machine, if you will. Like, you look at the likes of Ilya Malinin at these Olympics. You look at Michaela Schifrin in the past, where there's just so much hype that the athletes will falter under the pressure. And I think for a young athlete, 24 years old, like Will Danjanu, he wasn't there at Beijing 4 years ago. And maybe that experience would have allowed him to bounce back a little bit more, but he wasn't there. He didn't have that experience. He comes under the Olympic spotlight. He had said, I'm going to be an Olympic champion. He said he wants to win, 5 gold medals. The team wanted to win 7 gold medals. They come out with 6 medals, which isn't bad at all for a Canadian short track team. But for Danjanu, I think it was just about the pressure. And when it comes down to short track, there's just not a space to have any mistakes. And even if you do the perfect race, it's reliant on the people around you. It's one of those sports that is too hard to predict in a lot of ways, even if you are the best in the world, like Danjanu is and probably will be over the next 4 years.
I know you'd been tweeting out kind of some of the projections, and there's always good to see, when some athletes who maybe aren't projected to get on the podium, get on the podium. And Malte today, like, I loved her reaction, right? Like, the 1500 is not her race, but her final lap was outstanding for her to get on the podium.
Yeah, you can look at day 14 and both Malte and Calgary's Brendan McKay getting on the podium over in the men's free ski half pipe as well. And with Malte, like, this was not her event. This was not something that she necessarily expected to be even in contention with. She wasn't necessarily even the headline Canadian. That would have been Blondin, considering Evgeny Blondin was third at a November World Cup race in this race. And so Malte really comes out of nowhere. Admittedly, I was watching the hockey game. I didn't have it on, and suddenly I'm getting the alert that Malte has won a bronze medal. So it was one of those ones that, I'm plugged into this quite well, and I didn't even expect that one. And then Brendan McKay, you could kind of see coming. He's an outside shot, 3 podiums in the last 3 years or so on World Cup. And 4 years ago, he was a Crystal Globe winner. So he had the ability to pull out a run like that, but always cool to see that surprise bronze. I think there would be an argument that the surprise bronze might actually be the best medal to win at the Olympics.
You think a surprise bronze better than a surprise gold?
Surprise gold, it's just so hard to find gold, right? It very rarely doesn't go to one of 5 potential favorites. Like maybe you're poised to get bronze and then you get gold. I don't know if I'd call that a surprise gold. I think you can only really call it a surprise when you're supposed to finish 25th and you come on the podium.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. And Steiner joins us, and Canada still has lots of medals. We know we got one guaranteed in men's curling. There's obviously one guaranteed in men's hockey. Rachel Holman for bronze in curling, but we got Reese Howden's going in ski cross tomorrow. We also have the freestyle mixed aerials going tomorrow. Also, Evgeny Blondin in the long track, the mass start, and then of course. So there's still 5 or 6 more potential medals for Canada to gain here in the final 2 days.
There is, and this was part of the talking points when everyone was concerned about Canada not having a gold medal by day 9. You could kind of point at the 2 hockey teams, and the hope is that one of them at least comes out with a gold medal. The women came close. The men, of course, will have it their hands full when it comes to Sunday's game. When it looks at men's curling, Brad Jacobs back in the final. Reese Howden is going to contend for men's ski cross, but as we saw with ski cross earlier today, it can be over in an instant. Marielle Thompson, 3 out of 4 times she's landing on the podium, and this happened to be 1 out of 4 times in terms of when she's racing against the best. So it's really fine lines in a lot of these events, especially when it comes down to stuff like ski cross. So I wouldn't necessarily be counting your chickens yet with Reese Howden. He still has to go out there and race. He's been dominant this year, but he's no guarantee like maybe Sandra Naslund is on the women's side of that sport. But then, it comes down to some of those finer moments, like can Homan get over the line and get Canada a medal? She's been playing well, didn't necessarily play well against Sweden today in the semifinal. And then, just the attention that the 2 gold medal games are going to have, both with Brad Jacobs and curling, and then of course men's hockey.
Yeah, well, I think Rachel Holman, she actually got her team kind of let her down a little bit. They just seemed slightly off and missing some of their shots. She was asked to make miracle shot after miracle shot, and just eventually, it wasn't gonna work. It's too bad they got off to a tough start, but then they played great just to get into the semifinal. We'll see if she can finish it off. When you look at overall, and obviously hockey in Canada is a big deal. Overall, when you look at like some of the other events that maybe non-Canadians, and you look at like really outstanding performances, is there 1 or 2 athletes that you look and say, man, like non-Canadians who have really gone above and beyond in these Olympics?
I think you have to mention Alyssa Liu in the women's singles figure skating, an exceptional way that she handles pressure when it comes to being an Olympic favorite in that event. And she ran away with the competition. She won gold yesterday for the United States in the event. And she was an athlete that said that she didn't want to compete. She didn't want to continue in figure skating because of that culture. It had gotten to sort of squeezing on her personality, and she couldn't just enjoy the sport. She comes back by her own choice. She hires the coaches that she wants to hire and says, I'm going to run this. I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I'm going to train when I want to train. I'm going to do this because I enjoy the sport. And she comes off the ice and she's saying like, that's what she's effing talking about. This was something that she wanted to do and she enjoyed it. So I think from that perspective, you really have to look at that. Michaela Schifrin in the US finally getting over the hump in terms of a golden medal after winning in Sochi as well. So for her to get past that pressure, those in terms of the Americans, and I think it's very easy to look at Americans because they're right across the border. But the athlete that's really stolen these games is Johannes Hoslov Kleibu, the Norwegian cross-country skier. He nearly sweeps the Olympics. He'll go down as one of the best Olympians, summer or winter of all time. He's really only in a conversation with Michael Phelps in terms of dominance in his sport. And this has just been basically the perfect Olympics for him.
Well, you watch him and in cross country skiing. And like, that's like, obviously at no remote high level, but cross country skiing is damn hard. And you just see how they move. It is wild to me, just how athletic and how powerful and really how smooth he is. And just you compare him to and they're like the best of the best. And he almost makes them look like he should be in his own competition against himself.
Yeah, another athlete I would want to mention is probably just the entire Italian team, but Lolo Brigada in speed skating has been exceptional in that. And you can look at just the Italian effort, and it really brings back some of those memories of Vancouver 2010 for the Canadians in terms of there was a heavy investment in winning gold medals, and they have lived up to that and beyond. But in terms of Klæbo, it's a miracle to watch that guy compete. You don't see dominance in a sport like that very often.
You mentioned you're watching the hockey like pretty much every Canadian who had access to TV or their phone. And we got the matchup that everybody wanted. Both the women had Canada-US. I think most had the American women favored, and the Canadians gave a real great run. But now you got the men versus USA. Ben, who do you like and why?
It's tough, right? Like, you can wrap your head around saying Canada's the favorite, and then you look at Quinn Hughes on the blue line. You can wrap your head around the USA being the favorite, and then you say McDavid's up front. And you guys have seen plenty of Connor McDavid and what he can do. Then you think of, the storyline of McDavid against the Kachaks, and it hasn't necessarily gone McDavid's way when it comes to the big games, other than that Four Nations game. It is really hard to pick a favorite in this one. I don't think there necessarily is. You can look at the results and maybe lean a little bit to the Americans. But in terms of that, like, this wasn't the same Finnish team that the Americans played, in the same way that the Czech team that Canada opened the tournament against wasn't the same one they faced in the quarterfinals. It's too tough to pick a favorite. I'm almost scared to make a prediction. Part of me thinks it's on the same day as Miracle on Ice, February 22nd, 46 years later. The Americans have to get over the hump at some point. They're right there. They've been right there for 10 years. I feel like it might be the Americans' time, as much as it pains me to say it.
Oof, we'll see, man. It's going to be a hell of a game on Sunday. Ben, thanks for your coverage. Enjoy the final few days.
Of course, you too.
There you go. That is Ben Steiner from Sports Illustrated.
46 years since the Miracle on Ice.
Oh, yeah.
To the day?
Would it be to the day?
I think that's what he said.
Oh, okay.
I don't like the sounds of that.
All right. Okay. So the Miracle on Ice was in February of 22nd on 1980. Okay, I did not.
Oh boy!
No, it was. It was February 22nd. Well, there you go. Well, some would say it'd be a miracle for them to win. So that could be very true. Shall see. Or 40. You know what? I don't. Hey, Gregor, should we be concerned? Canada needed 1 goal wins, or the U.S. blows out Slovakia. Well, I'll say this: Finland is a way better team than Slovakia. I love Slovakia, but honestly, like, if Slovakia and Finland played in a 7-game series, I'm picking Finland all the time. The U.S. had to come from behind, right? Or sorry, Sweden tied them, right? Well, they win by 1 goal. They didn't have a dominant performance at all. Like, I don't think the score reflected the game today. I didn't really like Finland's decision to just sit back. Canada dominated the last 40 minutes. That's why they won. That's really why they won. Finland got up and was like, oh, you know what? We're just going to sit back and feel that we can just slowly squeeze the life out of the Canadians. There is no way I would do that. I would never play that way. If Canada's down 2-0, keep attacking, because then, you know what? Eventually they're going to have to take a big risk. Canada never had to take a risk. They had the puck all the time, but they were able to break out easily. They weren't facing forechecks. I was flabbergasted by Finland's decision to sit back so early with that much time left. Basically say, for the final 40 minutes, we're just going to lock it down. And they didn't lock it down. It was a bad decision. We'll come back with 5 questions. Positive Friday edition of the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
There's a lot of great seasons in Alberta. Hockey season, harvest season, the winter season, and the even more winter season. But GS Construction is already preparing for our next great season, because while the city slows down, we plan ahead. Projects, people, and pipelines. Everything starts taking shape for another strong year underground. We're also getting ready for our next hiring season in March. We want new people who want to build something that lasts. For more on us and to apply, visit gsconstruction.ca.
They're not just a grocery store. They're a butcher, a baker, a cafe, deli, rotisserie pizza, and restaurant, all under one roof. Loca Quality Market does food differently with 2 locations to serve you. Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Visit loca.ca.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer sales.
Trailer. The longest show in Canada goes every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. City with Culture introduces a new generation. And it's right here.
McDavid, McDavid. It's every day.
It's all about getting in, quick and clean. There can't be a problem with Hughes New Traffic Law System. All you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle started clean. Loving free app. Don't do it. Rick is here to help. Your bed. Save up to 50% of the beds when you buy any free matching food. Save $100 off any adjustable power base when you buy a mattress over $9.99. Plus, check out other incredible savings in every department. Some exclusions apply. Check out the Brick at South Common, West Edmonton Mall, North Side, and downtown.
Course to this hour brought to you by Riverside Honda, 59 years and counting as St. Albert and surrounding areas premier Honda and Can-Am dealer. It's your dream. Ride it at riversidehonda.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
444. Welcome back. Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Hey guys, did Colton Parayko play? When can we get the game stats? The Olympic group is brutal to get any details from Al. Yes, indeed. Ali played the 4th most minutes of any Canadian defenseman. Well, maybe foreshadowing Parayko for the Oilers. I'm amazed by Oilers fans. I would want Parayko on my team. I'm like, what? Man, we must be watching completely different games. I think people see, Parayko, he made the one mistake against France. The same people that say that are like, I don't care that Bouchard makes mistakes. He makes lots of good plays, which is totally true, which is the same thing with Colton Parayko. Colton Parayko isn't fancy. They don't need fancy. The Oilers have fancy. They don't need more fancy. Right? I would take Colton Parayko if the Oilers could get Colton Parayko to be their second pair right defenseman, and you have Bouchard and Parayko as your 1-2 on the right side. Are you joking? That would be unbelievable. It'd be unreal for the Oilers. Now, I don't think the Blues are interested in trading him. I could be wrong. Edmonton would have to finagle lots of things. You're going to have to give up something to get him, no question, right? The guy's won a Stanley Cup. He's won a 4 Nations. He's going to get either a silver or a gold in the Olympic team. And hey, John Cooper's playing the 4th most minutes of defenseman. He must not be bad. Just saying. Just saying. I would, if I was Edmonton Oilers, I could get Colton Parayko. I would look at it strongly, depending on what the return would be, of course. But I'd give up a fair amount for him. Second pair right D, that'd be a massive get for the Edmonton Oilers. Let's get to 5 questions brought to you by The Brick, where saving you more is what they do. You can save up to 50% off clearance mattresses right now, and they're better sleep sale. Sofa's starting at only $4.99 because, hey, some of you are like, I don't want to go to bed. I'm just going to take a nap on the sofa, turn the TV on, set the alarm. Boom, I'm up at 6:08. All right. That's the one thing you know. When the game says it's starting at 6:10, I know it's a crazy thing. I know Oilers fans, you're probably like, oh, no, I got time. It's not going to start till 6:30. No. 6:10 means puck drop. So don't sleep in. You want to set your alarm for 6. That gives you 10 minutes to get up. Whatever you have, your coffee, your tea, maybe a drink, maybe a scotch, whatever it is. But do not think this is the NHL. They start on time of the announced time. We will now let's get to 5 questions.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, guys. Question number 1. Any player on the Canadian roster that you thought had a standout performance in the win over Finland?
It goes without saying, we've already said it a couple times, Connor, but Macklin Celebrini is unreal. And with every game, the more ice time he's getting, he was so good today.
Yeah, it's hard to. I will honestly though. I'm going to go with. I'm just going to go with the Bennett, Marchand, Wilson line. I thought that obviously the McDavid line was great, but that line was massive. They were on. They created that whole second goal off of an offensive zone faceoff. They were spectacular, and that was John Cooper. That came out of a timeout. And a lot of people are like, why are you putting that line on an offensive zone faceoff? Give John Cooper credit, man. He pushed a lot of the right buttons. But I'll go with that line.
Now, we do know that it's going to be Canada-U.S. gold medal game Sunday morning. What's your official prediction?
Well, I'm taking Canada. I said Canada at the start. I'm going to say Canada at the finish. And I'm going to say Canada wins 4-3.
Not overtime.
No, 4-3. That would be unreal, though, if it's overtime.
Gene Principe said earlier he thought it'd be a 3-goal spread or overtime with an empty netter. I got 5-2 Canada over the U.S., Connor.
All right. Question number 3 for you guys. Who would be in your conversation for the Canadian flag bearer at the closing ceremonies? Or do you think there is no conversation and it's an easy pick?
Oh, I think it's an easy pick. I think it's Sarosh. She's got 4 medals. Bing, bang, boom, done.
Bing, bang, boom.
Boom. Yes.
Double done. Question number 4. Alexander Ovechkin said today he doesn't know about his future yet in the NHL. If you had to put a percentage on it, what do you think the chances are he's back next season?
Well, I hope he is. I'd love to see play. You know what, Grape? I don't care if he slows down and he's not the dominant guy, scoring 50 goals. The guy's going to score 30 goals again this year. You know how many guys scored 30 goals in the NHL? Like, I don't care if he slows down, but he's still 30-goal scorer. If next year he's a 25-goal scorer, I don't care. So, good for him. And you know what? If he decides in the last week and says this last year, I'll respect him even more because I hate the extended, I need everyone to say goodbye. Tell me how great I am. Garbage year-long goodbye. I hate it. It should be outlawed in sports. It should not be, this is my last year. I announced it 8 months before. Give me a break. It's the worst.
I think Ovi's going to have a lot of pressure to play 1 year in the K. I don't know if this is his last year.
Jagger's playing till 50. Ovi could play in the K probably for 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. So if this is not his last year of hockey, I don't think he's going back to the K.
All right. Now, today is National Comfy Day. So let's say you're at home Friday night, you're settling down. What situation is going to make you the most comfy?
There's a lot of things about your old pal Wanye, Connor, that, it's a little bit odd. I don't get into comfy clothes. I only wear T-shirts and jeans, potentially a hoodie if the weather demands it. And I don't change when I get home. I just live my life until it's time for bed. I will never come home and change my gear.
Oh, but in comfy clothes, must. So I've got a pair of Lululemon kind of stretchy pants. They're unreal. And I've got like a Golden Boy T-shirt that I only wear at home. Golden Boy from Seinfeld. He just shows up all the time. I got it. And so you know what? I only wear it after dinner where I know that I'm just kind of, when I know for sure, now it's just relax time. And definitely when I'm relaxing, if I'm going to be on the couch, definitely no socks. Don't like it. Take the socks off, relax.
Connor?
Yeah, at home, definitely not going to wear jeans, not lounging in jeans. So got to be shorts. I'm not a sweatpants guy. I go for the shorts, no socks. And I'm a blanket guy.
Chargers poncho?
Chargers blanket sometimes. Chargers, Chargers lots of stuff, but no, they'll just got to have a blanket. I prefer it a little cooler in the house as well, if we're being totally honest.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, in the basement, without question. I'm way more comfortable. I would rather stay up and watch TV downstairs than watch TV in the bedroom. I don't like
Big time.
Yeah. Way like bedrooms for sleeping. Well, and other things, but sleeping, right? It's not, I don't want to watch, I don't like I do watch TV in there sometimes. Like, if I come home, it's whatever and I want to wind down for 10 minutes, sure. But if I'm like, okay, I'm locked in, I want to watch a show for, or 2 episodes of something, I'd much rather watch. The couch is way more comfortable, relaxing, way better.
Do you have to watch the highlights at the end of the day of the world of sports so you can kind of go to bed knowing what has occurred?
Not anymore, because now you can watch them in the morning if you like. So, but usually, like when I come home from an order game, and usually I need to kind of unwind for a bit, so I'll watch the highlights, or maybe there's a game late on the West Coast that I'll check out. But yeah, usually I like to watch them just to see. You kind of catch it, but then I do a lot of reading, because the thing with highlights is the highlights only show certain plays. So I like, it doesn't always show you anything. And plus, well, depending on it, it's like the Leafs are playing, it's like 50 minutes of Leafs, shoot me. So I will go do my own searching, because now you can go through each game and watch the 5-minute recap. That's fantastic.
5-minute recap's the best. Any sport, really.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
5-year.
I find that 51 minutes better, because even the 5-1 again only kind of, oh yeah, look at this guy's making great plays, but it's like, it's never the best. It's the best way to get kind of the idea of what happened, but you still got to look and say, well, okay, they show the highlights here. Well, geez, why'd this team have like 28 shots, but they had like 6 goals, right? Like, what happened? So
I love the Olympic recaps on the CBC Gem app. Awesome. Like, I won't necessarily want to put 2 hours into speed skating, but like 18 minutes recap, everybody falling in a ski race because it was super snowy. Count me in.
I didn't even know they had that. I haven't watched that at all.
On the CB, it's awesome.
Oh, okay.
There was a race the other day, and it was snowing so hard, like half the field didn't qualify. Riveting.
Let's take a quick break. Coming up afterwards, we got the Spec Report. LT will join us. Hey, guys, do you know our bar is opening up for the gold medal game? I remember when I was younger, they were up early for the gold medal game in 2014 from Brendan. Yes, Brendan. Now, places had to apply through AGLC to get a special license. And I know that when I spoke to Dr. Wang and Mo from First Round and Wang from OTR, that they were waiting for official confirmation as to what time. It's probably going to be, you can open your doors at 5 a.m. or 5:30 for the game, because it's a 6:10 start on Sunday morning.
Dr. Wang's on a different level. He tells the AGLC when he opens, and they say, "Yes, sir, Dr. Wang."
Possibly, very possible. So, there'll be lots of places. Just call the place, because they had to apply for it, right? And my understanding is you couldn't have just waited to wait till, now we want to do it. I don't know if you're going to get it in at that point. So you, if you haven't applied, maybe it's too late.
And reservations for those that do take space are filling up fast.
They will be quick. You might want to put in a phone call right now if you want to be watching with, 200 to 500 of your closest friends or new friends that you'll make that day, because it will be tense. It'll be exciting. I know some of you are like, I can't watch it with other people. I need to watch by myself. Well, whatever your routine is. Maybe you're the solo watcher, or you like it in a group. You're the pacer. You're like, I like to be upstairs. I'll come down, check out the score, go back upstairs, gets too stressed. Like, I know some people like, I can't handle the stress. I'm out. They walk away. Like, they can't do it. I get it. Everybody's different. I understand it. It's fun. Then there's the cursors, right? Some of you are the throwers. I want to be throwing stuff, but some of you are. Then there's the superstitious fan, right? Like, they've got their lucky little stuffed doll or something that they put up. So whatever works, man. Lots of people, this might be one of the few games that you're watching in your PJs, because it's early, right? You're like, hey, I'm maximizing my sleep. 6 o'clock, I'm up, boom. If you have the old school coffee maker, you got it set on a timer. So boom, it's brewing just as you're getting up to wash your face, and away you roll. So, man, I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. My son's 12. He's, Dad, what time's the game? I'm like, 6:10 in the morning. It's like, you wake me up at 6. I'm like, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, that's awesome. You should want to, like, that is, I know for young kids or young fans, moments like that really creates that bond for you, whether it's your original team, like if it was your home team and you got to watch them in a long playoff run. Right? Like how many Oiler fans who were younger became diehard Oiler fans the last 2 years? Right. And even older young adults were like, okay, now I'm invested. Like, oh my God, this is emotionally like you feel, because I know the ending sucked, but you had 15 really good times leading up to that loss in game game 7, game 5 last year. So,
and part of the fun is the change of routine, getting up super early, especially if you're a little kid. Now I'm up at the crack of dawn and I'm watching hockey. This is unbelievable.
Might be one of the few times as a parent you can say, hey, you got to go to bed early on Saturday night because you want to get up for the game, get your bed early. But might have a little bit of pushback, but not nearly as much as it's like, you got to get up early for school. And then there's, and parent knows, like they're like, if you could get your kids to channel their work ethic to match their work ethic to not go to bed. Imagine that. Like you get that, hey, I want you to put in the same work ethic in math or science or hockey as you do not going to bed. Killer. I wonder if you could just find a way to get into the psyche of the kid. Be like, how you battle to not go to bed. You find any reason not to. Well, don't find any reason to quit. That's how you got to do it. So love it. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Place to be closed, be silent Sunday. Because like you, they are huge hockey fans. And you know what, though? If you wanted to step in on Saturday before some positive thoughts, check out all the Corvettes inside the Northgate showroom. Check it out, northgategm.com.
The Sports 1440 update.
Good day for Canada at the Winter Games men's hockey. They were victorious over Finland 3-2. That'll advance them to the gold medal matchup on Sunday, where they will take on the Americans, who beat the Slovaks 6-2. Canada picked up a few medals as well. Valerie Malte won bronze in the 1500 meter, her third medal of the games and her first medal ever in that event. Freestyle skier Brendan McKay won a bronze medal in the half pipe to boost Canada's total to 17. In curling, Ursula Holmgren fell to Sweden 6-3. They'll play for bronze tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. against the United States, while the Canadian men's curling team will take on Great Britain at 11 for gold. In the WHL, Oil Kings in Regina at 7. BCHL has Spruce Grove St. hosting Brooks at 7, while the Crusaders are in Trail at 8. In the AJ4 games, including Camrose hosting Canmore and Bonneville in Whiteport. Can West hockey quarterfinal action. Pandas hosting the Bisons down at the Drake this weekend. Golden Bears on the road in Saskatchewan, while the Griffins men's team hosting Calgary. In the association this evening, got the Cavs taking on the Hornets, Grizz up against the Jazz, Heat in Atlanta, Minnesota taking on Dallas, Bucks and Pelicans, Lakers, Clippers, and the Nuggets up against the Trailblazers. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sports and Alan Mitchell, host of the Lowdown with Lowetide, and we'll hear another edition of Cam Tate's 2-Minute Warning. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Bringing every project to life requires the right team. By joining the Japa Machinery Group service or sales teams, you can be part of setting a new industry standard. Celebrating a legacy of excellence with Japa. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle noodle.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Wow, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Positive Friday.
Products from the best brands and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Who's that working on the underground utilities over there?
444.
All-Star Construction. That's who. What about the street lighting? Yep, All-Star Construction. And the directional drilling, hydrovacking, neighborhood renewal, and telecommunication work? Yep. Since 2009, All-Star Construction has been doing all that and more, shaping and building Edmonton communities for land developers all around Edmonton. That's what All-Star Construction is all about.
Hey, hon, I'm getting expressions and images to frame my hockey card collection in the man cave.
Perfect. I'll come with you and bring our wedding photos.
For sports memorabilia and family treasures, think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. Use code 1440 for 15% off at notaloneco.com. It's okay to not be okay.
If you're selling a vehicle, Sherwood Honda really wants to get your goat. We mean greatest offer of all time. Consign with Sherwood Honda, and they can sell your vehicle for you. All breeds, makes, and models, not just Hondas. You can let Sherwood Honda lock horns with those tough negotiators, and you'll reach the interested buyers that flock to Sherwood Honda every day. Sherwood Honda's the goat of selling vehicles, including yours. So someone sure would...
His name? Paul Del Vecchio, better known as Pauly D from TV's hit reality series Jersey Shore. Now he's bringing the party to the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Get ready for DJ Pauly D. Voted as one of the best DJs in the U.S., his passionate, high-energy sets have made him one of the most sought-after DJs in the world. DJ Pauly D. March 7th. Hurry, get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
It's after 5 o'clock. How are you on a positive Friday? A little chilly, but you know what? I don't think anybody's worried about the weather right now. Canada is fired up because, you know what? The gold medals. If you're a curling fan, going for gold. If you're a hockey fan, going for gold. Canada and the U.S. on Sunday. Meanwhile, curling is going for gold tomorrow, so you can have back-to-back. If you're a curling and hockey fan, I know many of you watch both of them, so check it out. A few other events. Reese Howden could be going for gold in ski cross tomorrow as well, so check it out. Enjoy it. Should be loads and loads of fun. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca if you're looking for a little fun. Remember, though, use your game sense. Stay within your limits. GameSenseAB.ca. If you missed it, Canada defeats Finland, come from behind, 3-2. USA never really in trouble. They beat Slovakia 6-2, and it will be Canada and the US. A rematch of the 2010 Olympics. So Canada looking for their fourth gold medal in 6 tries when it involves NHL players. One in 2002, 2010, 2014. lost in the semifinals in 1998 to the Czechs, and then of course didn't make it to the final. Didn't medal in 2006. The United States has not won since the Miracle on Ice. Have never got a gold during the NHL era. They will try to change it. Should be fun. As we get to the Spec Report, brought to you by GS Construction, your underground infrastructure specialist. If you think running water, you think roadways, think GS Construction. It's Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet joins us. Spec, good afternoon. How you doing?
I was doing some investigative work today about on Sunday morning's game. I phoned, I texted with Dr. Wang, and he says that OTRs and the Druid and probably most other places are opening at 5:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And they could start serving at 5:30 in the morning. So there you go.
Pace yourself, Spec. Pace yourself.
I never said I was going. But 5:30. I think I watched one of them at the St. Albert Rugby Club. One of the ones that was far away that they won in
Sochi, right? 2014. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was on really early, and we had several beers in us by about 7 a.m. and it was a long day.
Oh yeah, it'll be a long day, and it's either going to be a great ending or people are going to be disappointed. And it's going to be a lot of buildup and a lot of hype. And what stood out for you in the game today for Canada? Because I got something that really stood out for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't have any one thing that stood out for me, to be honest. You go first, then, if you have such a great revelation.
Well, to me, it was just I was flabbergasted by Finland's decision to sit back that early in the game. For 40, it's just too much in the game. Like today's NHL, man, you can't sit on leads that long. It's just there's too much skill. It just doesn't work. You can't just trap it down anymore. And ultimately that cost them, right? Like they basically Spec for the final 40 minutes, they decided to try to win the game on their side of the ice. And that's virtually impossible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what were the shots on goal in the last 40 minutes? It was second period was 14-3 for Canada, and the third period was 17-6 for Canada. So my limited math tells me it was 31-9 in the last 40 minutes. So, and I mean, we've seen it everywhere. It happens in the NHL. Teams stop going forward after they get a few goals, but it becomes cyclical. I thought today that Canada, obviously they're down 2-0 and they really started pushing. And then it became one of those games where Finland, when they finally got the puck and got out of their zone, they had to change, and then back came Canada, and they never found a way to maintain any semblance of real pressure. They got a couple shots at Bennington, but there was never any 2 shots, 3 shots, possession, right? And that's where it just, the Finns just ran out of time. Canada was coming and coming and coming and coming, and they finally got the power play they needed, but the Finns just ran out of time. You're right. You can't defend that long against that good a team.
No, it just doesn't work. The other thing, Spec, the Bennett, Marchand, Wilson line in the second half of the game became massive for Team Canada. They were able to continue to have momentum, and it wasn't just the McDavid line going, that other line, and that's what they needed. Like the other lines weren't bad, but Stone and Marner did have that one great opportunity when he came off the bench on that line change. But
other line didn't do much. The Suzuki Marner Stone line didn't do much.
No, they'll need more from them for sure. So
yeah, well, especially I mean the States. I'm not sure everyone's who's over there are saying things like the States have elevated their game every game out. This is the best they've played. Now they're playing Slovakia.
That's what I said. I was like, come on.
It's Slovakia, right? A whole bunch of guys that don't play in the NHL on that team. So, you got to figure that out. But they're really good. The States is really good. There's no question. And the effort, I don't want to fall behind. You don't want to fall behind them 2-0. Canada trailed the Czechs, pulled out a miracle, trailed the Finns, pulled out a miracle. Probably not doing that 3 times in a row, Jim.
Yeah. Well, no, you can't get behind, I think that much. I will say this. I do think we're going to see a little bit more offense in the Canada-U.S. game than we saw. Like, I think the U.S. is going to push a little bit more than Finland did, and even even Czechia did. And I also think, though, while they're pushing, that's gonna help Canada too. You're John Cooper. Do you start the game with McKinnon, with McDavid, or does it depend on the health of Crosby?
I don't really know. Like, I don't think the two are intertwined that much in my mind. To me, it's, McKinnon is how healthy is McKinnon? They went to their nuclear option obviously is dropping Wilson off that line and bringing McKinnon up. There's only one game left to play here. I'm not sure I don't just start my game with McKinnon, McDavid, and Celebrini.
Yeah,
and
fair.
I got enough centermen on this team to figure the rest of the way out. So I'm not sure I don't just do that. What am I waiting for here? There's no game tomorrow, or after this one. So what are we waiting for? I think I just start the game that way and let's play hockey.
Yeah, that's probably fair. And hey, you're keeping the Bennett, Wilson, Marchand line, I think, together.
Sure. Yeah,
sure.
right. I'll keep Suzuki with Marner and Stone and say, I probably will.
Unless Crosby's playing, right?
Unless Crosby's playing. Yeah, Crosby's playing. But, those guys, everyone's not going to have a great game every night. Those guys didn't get much done, but I'll tell you what, it's a gold medal game, and there's a new level. There's a different, this isn't playing the Finns in a semifinal here. This is America in the big game. You're going to get everything out of everybody. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh God. Yeah. Like it's, it's amazing how, just because there's more on the line. Now the gold medal is officially on the line. Right. And it just,
Game 7, right? It's game 7.
Yeah. Makes everything bigger, makes everything better. And I don't think there's any doubt that, every shift, you're not saving you're not saving anybody for the next day. And so, I don't know, man. I don't know how many more minutes McDavid and Celebrini, those guys can play, but maybe it'll be a little bit more. The one thing, though, the U.S. power play has looked really good. So is Canada's, right? And so you're going to want to be disciplined for sure, I think, for both teams. That, to me, is going to be the key to the game, is can you stay disciplined? And you watch here, man. Like, we could have an epic matchup of Wilson, Marchand, and Bennett up against the Tkachuk line. That would be fantastic.
There's going to be some penalties if that happens. Right. Listen, the game is fast and stuff happens, and there will be penalties. And you're right. Both these teams, the power plays, the ice are just, you got Makar running one power play, and you got Quinn Hughes running the other one. You got McDavid. It's just insane. McDavid has just been, once again, he's the best player. Like, it's unbelievable. But my point would be this: the penalty you can't take, and the one that may decide a hockey game at this point in time, is the kind of thing that Bennett did in the first period. Like, he ran the goalie and took the penalty, and they scored on it. And what are we running a goalie for here? Like, I'm not sure. I respect Bennett's game, and in the NHL, sometimes there's a time to run a goalie and eat the 2 minutes. I'm with you on that. I'm old school, but at this point, there is no time now to do something like that. Penalties are like gold, man. Like, power plays, I should say, are like gold, and you can't give the Americans, and they can't give the Canadians free ones that they really didn't have to earn.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I thought Bennett bounced back earlier. I watched that replay 100 times, man. And, they collide with the defenseman, like him and the defenseman. He's going, him and the defenseman hit each other. The defenseman goes down and then obviously goes into the net. I'll just think,
net, goes in and runs Saros through the back of the net.
Hey, you know what, though, Spec? Guy's a winner, and he wins games. And if I look at how that line played. And that's why yesterday I talked about it. Podkolzin, Frederick, and Szymanski. They don't have the high-level skill of that line, but they have the size and the speed, and they just go in straight lines and relent. That's how you win. The Oilers, if there's one thing they've lacked in the playoffs the last few years, is a line that's just like that.
Play straight ahead.
And I'm not saying that they can be that way, but Sam Bennett, you have somebody who just goes to the net. Look at Brad Marchand. Look at Brad Marchand go to the net, hits the goalie, gets pushed into the goalie, sure, like Holla. But look how quick he was up and over that goalie. It was unbelievable. Like, that was stop, drop, and roll. He was up so fast, boom. They can't even challenge the play. But all those, Bennett hard on face-offs, wins the face-off. Him and Wilson, they win puck battles on the boards, and that leads to that goal. Those guys only played, Spec, 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes for Wilson, and they made a big impact in the game. And that's what, if there's one thing, another thing I took from that game, if I'm Edmonton, I'm showing videos of that, and I'm sitting there and I'm Trent Frederick, that's how you played in Boston. You're capable of playing that way as a third line guy.
There's, back to Frederick and the Oilers, there's such an open job description there, right? There's an open file that no one's picking up among the Oilers 14 forwards. They don't have a guy like that. And here's Frederick searching for some way to become part of this team, searching for a role he can call his own and become a valuable player. Right now, there's not a single thing he's doing where you go, man, it's time to put Frederick on the ice. Like, there isn't anything.
No.
And those two, it's like they're like a magnet and a piece of metal. I can't believe that they don't find each other, So yeah, I'm 100% with you on Frederick. He can do that role. The Oilers absolutely require that role. Like, how come two guys on the radio can see it so plainly and no one in that dressing room can? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, well, I think they see it, and it's not an easy role to do. Like, it's hard to be somebody who can play that way on a night-to-night basis. That's why that's why they're unicorns, because there's how many guys, like Canada has 3 on one line. How many guys in the league are there? Maybe 8, maybe. I'm not even sure. Like, the two Kachuk brothers and those 3, trying to think of how many other guys around the league play that way and are successful at it.
Well, there's a lot of poor men's versions, guys that play the game like Lomberg plays it. I'm not telling you he's a great player. He's a 10-point player.
Sure. No, that's fair.
But he takes it hard to the net all the time.
Yeah.
He gets in your face. He stands over a goalie, runs into him once in a while. Like, listen, I'm just saying, you made the point about Frederick, and I couldn't agree more. He needs to find something that's his on this team. And to me, that's a hell of a place for him to start.
Yes, very much so. Looking at the what's your chances, do you think, of Crosby playing?
Oh, I don't love him. I don't love him.
No.
I mean, it's such a difficult. I always say this with Kevin, like, you're asking me this question. We don't have any of the facts. We haven't seen him skate. He could have had ACL surgery yesterday. They wouldn't tell us. So I don't know. I don't know. I love McDavid's line, and I thought Kyle Bukauskas did a good job too. When we all know, if you ask Connor, how great does it feel to wear that C? His answer. It's going to be all about Crosby. So instead, Bukauskas asked him in the postgame, "You're borrowing the C. What was that like?" And it was a bit of a soft entry, and Connor gave him a great answer about, "I'm just keeping it warm for Sid." I thought that was a really cool moment. Actually, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, you look at McDavid and hey, young Celebrini, but you look at Connor McDavid and just he's kind of like the head orchestrator for Team Canada right now. And and you see John Cooper, who everybody says is an elite coach, Spec. And what's he doing? He's loading up his guys and he's playing his big guys a ton.
Sure.
Like, I do wonder if some people are like, oh, maybe Knobloch isn't the moron that I like to claim he is. I wonder if some people might be thinking different.
Wow. So John Cooper, Chris Knobloch, Jay Woodcroft, Dave Tippett, Todd McClellan, like, at what point they all did it, right? At what point do we say, okay? I mean, I got a laugh at a Knobloch yesterday. I said to him, we all question how you use you play McDavid so much, and now I'm watching John Cooper do the same thing. He just laughed. He said, "What are you going to send someone else out?" Like, what? McDavid is it's interesting. Like, I'm trying to write a piece about McDavid for Sunday, Jay, and I'm thinking about how, like, he's the best player, in a practice, and he's the best player in the second game of the season, and he's the best player in December, and then the playoffs come and he's the best player, and then we go to the Olympics. Well, now he's the best player. Like, it's almost like, I don't know if his game elevates, Jay, or if he just rides along the top of the sport, and the higher the game and the higher the elevation, it's like the ship that raises only his, the tide that raises only his ship. Like, he just stays as the best guy. He's the best guy in an exhibition game, and he's the best guy when the Olympians are playing. And I don't know. It's crazy to me. Like, he's just always the best guy.
Yeah, well, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good player, Spec. I know, earth-shattering analysis for me right there, but he is, he's a really good player. I get what you're saying. Like, it's just when you kind of don't think it, and like I look at Celebrini, and like Celebrini's played great, but the thing about Celebrini that I've noticed is he recognizes, okay, my job on this line is to be a shooter. Right? Yep. I'm not carrying the puck a ton. I'll forecheck and I'll find the openings. And you know what? Like, it just shows you, McDavid, he doesn't care who the guy is. I'm going to find you the puck and you're going to shoot the puck. And, it's a combination that's worked pretty well. 8 shots a day for young Celebrini. Like, he was around it and, couldn't bury one. And I'm going to be fascinated. Who do you think the U.S. is going to try to match up against that line?
Oh boy. Probably Slavin and whoever he's playing with. Who's Slavin play with today?
Oh, I think
Slavin is. I mean, that team defends better than any team in the tournament that the Canadians have faced. They've got an excellent decor. I don't think that Sullivan would put Quinn Hughes up against McDavid. I think he would put a defender. To me, Slavin's their best guy on the defending side of things. So I think McDavid will see a ton of him. But when you're Celebrini, when you're Celebrini on a normal in a normal game, you'd say, well, why don't we just cut this shooter off? Like, why is he always open in spots where he's getting clean shots? Well, part of it is everyone's so focused on McDavid, so everyone's going towards McDavid, and he's already in a short time figured out, okay, I'm going to find the soft spot, and doesn't McDavid put it on your tape like every time? And oh my God, like a shooter like that playing with a player like McDavid, it's pretty lethal. Those guys are pretty lethal.
Slavin was playing with Brock Faber. Now, today's game's different because, it was kind of a blow up, but Quinn Hughes played 21, Faber 19. Werenski only played 13-27 today, so that's kind of interesting to me. But Slavin's, he hasn't played big minutes at any point. There's lots of times he was playing 14, 15 minutes. And now, but McDavid's a different beast. And so, and if that means they're going to play him more, then that means one of Werenski or Hughes is going to play a little bit less, and that could benefit Canada.
Yeah, if Werenski played less today, I'm guessing, and I'm just guessing here, but in a game that's a bit of a runaway, when you see a big player who plays very few minutes, they're usually nursing something. The coach says, perfect, we're going to give this guy most of a day off here. So maybe he's got something going on. I don't know. That game was in control the whole way through for the U.S., so they had that option. But
yes,
hey, listen, they're you know what? It's just such a good team. It's such a coin flip already. I mean, someone's going to win and someone's going to lose on Sunday, and I defy you to say, well, this one team was way better than the other team. Like, if they played a 7-game series, they'd go to Game 7. So. It's just a treat. Sit back and watch it, and I can't wait for it. I'm already pumped here.
Well, Canada better win, though. God, right now I have a disdain pretty high for the U.S. Not gonna lie, man. I'll be rooting extra hard for Canada.
You will be.
Oh, there's
no journalistic objectivity going on here in the Gregor household.
I'm not covering it. I'll be a fan 100% for Team Canada. Like, that's your country, man. That's totally different.
It'd be hard to cover this one. It'd be hard to cover this one and not be pumping your fist under the desk for sure.
Oh God. Like, there's just so many reasons. Like honestly, like, it's been, I can't remember another time. Like, we had people saying the last time, some of our older listeners said the last time it really felt like this was in 1972. Right? For them. Like, there was more than just hockey, right? Like in 1996, even 2010, it wasn't that way. Not remotely close. It was just like, yeah, you want to beat the States. It's a fun little rivalry. Doesn't feel that way right now. So
yeah, that's fair. I mean, there's a lot of things going on with the States that certainly nobody likes. That's absolutely true. Yeah. But either way, let's go, man. It's
predictions, what happens?
Oh God. Well, I'm going to predict Canada wins just because they always beat the States. And there won't be that many goals, and it's going to be close. If this is the way Canada's going to play, Jay, if they're going to go to the wire against the Czechs and they're going to go to the wire against the Finns, well, hell, they're going to go to the wire against the U.S. too. So give me 4-3 on Sunday morning for Canada.
Yeah. Hellebuck, he can't stop Canada. There he goes. Have yourself a good one. We will talk to you on Monday.
See you at On the Rocks at 5:30 Sunday morning.
Hey, 5:30, buddy. Yeah, get a gladiator going right off the bomb. Boom. Why not?
All right.
Actually, have a grenade. That'd be perfect. There you go. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. LT joined us. That's the Spec Report brought to you by GS Construction. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Text this in. What's your thoughts? Last half hour. Score and the game winner. Who do you got? 833-401-1440.
Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle noodle.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need, Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
A Saskatchewan boy who grew up loving and playing sports. At least we think he grew up. Listen to Kevin Carius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Great news for your weekend project. CFI, that's Custom Floors Inc., is now open 6 days a week with Saturday hours from 10 till 2. Get top quality Canadian products from Beaulieu with the convenience you need. For your free estimate, visit CFI at customfloorsinc.ca.
Getting your vehicle sparkling clean doesn't have to cost a fortune. Take it into Hughes today and pay just loonies a wash.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
Get down to Harley-Davidson of Edmonton's VIP Spring Blowout Sale this Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4. New motorcycles are selling for as low as $12,900. And ask us about the 1-year extended warranty on new and used bikes. Bring your buddies, because when they buy a new Harley, you get a $500 referral credit. For more details, visit Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail or at hdedmonton.com. See you Sunday.
A claims program for harmed Canadians has begun as a result of a landmark tobacco settlement. If you smoked regularly before November 20th, 1998, and were diagnosed with lung cancer, throat cancer, emphysema, or COPD, you may qualify for a significant payment. To learn more, call 888-482-5852 or go to tobaccoclaimscanada.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Through. How are you? Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, Sports 1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. It's Positive Friday. Hope you got plans or you're making them for the weekend. No question about that. Of course, remember 6:10 puck drop Sunday morning. Canada, USA. Oh, excitement, nervousness, jubilation, frustration, anger. Oh, could have it all. And you'll probably have all of them at different points in the morning. Be fantastic theater. And hey, curling fans, tomorrow, Team Jacobs going for gold. You got Reese Howden going for gold. You've got Rachel Holman going for bronze in curling. Then we got a few other events. So check it out tomorrow. Don't stop watching. Me lots to check out. Let's get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Summit Restaurant, located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center, just minutes from South Edmonton Commons, your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. As we welcome in the host of the Lowdown, noon to 2, weekdays on Sports 1440. Alan Mitchell, a.k.a. Lowetide, joins us. LT, how you doing?
I'm very well. It's the way I feel like the weather is coming around, Jason. It's going to be sweet sailing now. The winter's over.
You bastard! You just ruined it for all of us. Is what is what happened. Al, you see Canada get the big win. What was your positive takeaway from the game?
Well, during the round robin, during the first portion of the Olympics, I don't think they were truly tested. Even Czechia, once they got to the sudden death, was a much tougher out. So you're sort of building. They only have one more game left, no matter what. But you're building confidence, and I think this was a great test because Finland are so good at keeping everything to the outside, and going down 2-0 to Finland, even though there's been better Finnish teams, but being down 2-0, the way they play, you're in a little bit of trouble, and for them to be able to come back and tie it and then win it, I think it just shows that there's just too much. This Canadian team is just top to bottom, wall to wall, a brilliant hockey club. And I know we've argued about some of the players who are left off, but we do that every time because Canada is so rich in hockey players. But for me, that was the thing where the USA is a great team, but Finland plays a great style and they play it well. And Canada was, in both of the elimination games, they've been in a little bit of trouble. So they're battle hardened is what I'll say. And they're so talented.
LT, do you know what happened 46 years ago Sunday?
Okay. I can do math. So that would have been 2026. It would be 1980. Miracle on Ice.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's wild, eh? I'm telling you, I remember that entire story as it rolled out, and it was really an amazing time for hockey. The WHA and NHL had just merged, and I think it was Ken Morrow who played in the Olympics for the USA and then won the Stanley Cup for the Islanders. I don't know if there was anybody else, but I remember that name. It was a particularly interesting time in history for hockey, and that Olympic gold will never be forgotten. One of the great moments in hockey.
Do you put any stock in the fact that it's going to be the anniversary of the date of the Miracle on Ice, or do we just keep rolling?
Yeah, I mean that was a different time, and there was a lot of the whole process of winning the medal was different. Now this is head to head, one-on-one. What I'm looking for is, I've always felt, really for the last 20 years, or so, since Tkachuk Sr. was playing, the Americans are getting better and better and better, and they always find a way to stub their toe. There's some major event on the ice or something that sort of distracts, and then they're not able to reach the the pinnacle. Well, if they beat Canada, for the Olympic gold medal, it'll be men and women having done that. So from that point of view, I've been kind of waiting for it, but I just feel like this Team Canada is so damn good. I just think, I believe Canada. I said at the beginning, I believe Canada would win the gold medal. I still believe that. Be an interesting story, but I don't believe destiny really works that way. I don't think it has anything to do with the past so much, especially because this Canadian team is so strong.
Destiny only works for us, LT, not for the Americans.
Yeah, I like that. That's a credible argument that I will buy. So yeah, I agree with that. What I'm really hoping is that Sidney Crosby and everybody who is eligible to play in this game gets to play, because you only get so many shots. And this particular generation, the McDavid generation, was robbed of 2 opportunities. So this means everything. This is, prime time for McDavid, and he didn't get the early years. So for him to be able to play like this on the big stage, I'm not surprised, but I'm thrilled. And that kid, I'm telling you, on his line, he is unbelievable. If you can't get excited about the future of hockey watching that guy, then there's no hope. I mean, what a great line that is. I saw Gregor put out the time on ice. Did you see that? Holy mackerel. Wow.
Yeah, he's pretty good player, man. There's no question about that. And he's obviously smart and he's fit in and he thinks the game very well. And I like that he's got a little personality. He's got a smile on his face all the time, and it's awesome. And the other thing that was awesome today, Al, was that Marchand, Bennett, Wilson line, when they got put together, they really got rolling for Canada. And they attack completely different than the McDavid line, and that's what makes it good.
Yeah, and I think that'll be effective against the Americans should they go to that line. The Americans are a different beast. They really are, and the Kachuks are really different beasts. So it's good to have a line like that, I think.
Oh, yeah, no question. Honestly, I think the Oilers, you got to try to find, because in the playoffs, Al, you can't just, the Oilers can fancy with anybody. They've got fancy. You need a little nasty. You need a little just meat and potatoes. And, that's why I'd mention it. What do you think of Podkolzin, Frederick, Szymanski as a line?
Well, I like all three. I've been defending Frederick all year. I'm not going to stop now. And I really like Szymanski. I think that he's an interesting player. He's 23. He's played in Germany, so he's an older player. We haven't known him yet, but he plays a really mature game. And Podkolzin, for me, he's been I think that's one of Bowman's best trades. It really is. He's been such a good player for them, and that line has size, and I think that they can, Podkolzin isn't some guys are big. And remember Dustin Penner, he was big, but he wasn't terribly physical. Podkolzin is a big guy, and he can stop you. He can stop you in your shoes, right? And I think they need a little bit of, I'm not saying go over the line and get penalties, but Podkolzin is not an easy player to play against.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Al, I know you watch a lot of the other sports. What's your thoughts on the Canadian men going up for gold tomorrow for Brad Jacobs?
Oh, I think, for me, they've had a great week. The competition is so good. Back in the old days, you sent any Canadian team over, they were going to win the gold medal. But it's different now. But they're playing on the level of curling now is just stupid good. It just is. And Jacobs has I thought had a really good week. I felt that Homan struggled early and certainly today. But on the men's side, I think this is going to be a great one.
Yeah, I think it's more Homan's team than her. Right, they put her in spots where she had to make miracle shot after miracle shot. The people in front of her kind of missed a few shots. Now they've been on such a run for 2 years, and I know that people will look at her, results at the Olympics and say, "Hey, the Olympics is her kryptonite," and that may be fair to a level. But that team has been so dominant for so long. It is kind of wild when they don't win.
Yeah, and Homan is she's an absolute killer as a competitor. I can't think of very many. Maybe Schmerler, very many curlers who've come down the line who are as fierce a competitor and wears it. Curling is a kind of a gentle sport. We got the guys are using the F-bomb, and Homan's out there just wrecking teams with 4 and 1 end kind of thing. It was pretty fun. I'm very disappointed, but I agree with you. The Holman team seemed a little off, and then after they gave up that 3, they really seemed to be disjointed. But they won 5 in the row to get there, right? So disappointing, but I still give them a lot of credit. That's a hell of a team.
Al, have yourself a great weekend. What's your prediction? Who's winning?
3-2 Canada. Late goal by McDavid.
Ooh, all right now. Well, should be fun. Have yourself a great day.
All right, enjoy the spring, everybody.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There's the prognosticator of weather now, Lowetide. We'll come back with Cam Tate, the 2-minute warning. Wanye's World of More as we wrap up a busy week, busy Friday. A lot of excitement in the sporting world. And by the way, hey, Oiler fans, you want to check it out? The Condors are playing tonight. Matt Savoy, Szymanski, Regula, Hudson, Howard, they're all on the line if you want to watch that game at the AHL.com.
McValue meals are here. Get the McD's you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, Junior Chicken, or Chicken Snack Wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
Sometimes you think about what you're going to do in the day. Go to work, pick up the kids from school, make supper. But at GS Construction, we think a little differently. Winter is our season to think, to plan, and to improve. We study, we innovate, we train. So when the thaw comes, we're ready to dig, build, and deliver even better, which means we need people like you. If you're thinking about joining the team at GS Construction, now's the time to do it. To apply and to see how we think, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Silent Rides is one of Alberta's premier specialty charter companies. With our luxury motor coaches, we provide our customers with the safest and most reliable ground transportation services. Our seatbelt equipped, top-of-the-line motor coaches have become the preferred carrier for many local sports teams, tours, corporate outings, and other various travel needs across Western Canada. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
It's like a locker room, minus the smell.
Ew.
Kevin Carius brings the banter, the buzz, and the bold sports talk. Weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Sports 1440, Edmonton's home for sports.
1 in 3 adults don't get enough sleep. The Brick is here to help with deals on your entire bedroom. Save up to 50% off clearance mattresses, 50% off beds when you buy any 3 matching pieces. Buy one, get one half price on ceiling memory foam pillows, and save $100 off any adjustable power base when you buy a mattress over $9.99. Plus, check out other incredible savings in every department. Some exclusions apply. Check out The Brick in South Common, West Ed Mall, North Side, and downtown.
Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru. Engineered for Canadian winters, built for real-life confidence. Tackle the ice and snow with Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive, delivering the power, control, stability, and grit you need. And when the temperature plummets, you'll cruise in comfort with heated seats and heated steering wheel. All this plus peace of mind with Subaru's top safety pick status for 19 years running. This winter, it's time to get you into a Subaru. Visit Subaru.ca today.
Salvi Group is celebrating 50 years of building homes and communities, and we want to share the celebration with you. For a limited time during our 50/50 event, you'll enjoy 50% off select packages. That's special savings, select upgrades, and added value, all designed just for you. Build new or move in sooner at Hillshire. There's never been a better time to call Hillshire home. Celebrate with Salvi Group and enjoy 50 years, 50% off. Visit Hillshire today. Salvi Group, 50 years of craftsmanship, quality, and commitment.
Something's happening. Something big. The Service Big Share Contest is back, where just by saving money with Service Credit Union, you could win $1 million. From now until the end of April, the more money you save with us, the more chances you have to win. The Service Big Share Contest. Isn't it time to feel good about your money? The Service Big Share Contest ends April 30th, 2026. No purchase required. For information and rules, visit service.ca/win.
Measles outbreaks are occurring in Canada, including Alberta. These outbreaks are highly preventable. Measles is an extremely contagious disease that is spread easily through the air. The best way to protect yourself, your family, and your community is to ensure you are up to date with your immunizations. Don't get measles. Get immunized. Visit alberta.ca/measles to find out if you're up to date and what to do if you're not. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantor, made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at cantor.com.
This is Sport 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
.546. How you doing? Jason Gregor. Connor Halley, Wanye Gretz, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's the Gregor Show, always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Get in the game. While you're there, use the Jason Gregor Show odds boost. Get a little bit extra juice. A little NBA action for you. And then, of course, we also have already, if you want to get in on Canada and the U.S., who do you like? Both for gold and for bronze. Check it out at playalberta.ca. Let's get to Wanye's World. Brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change. No overtime charges. That's how you build a legacy at legacyheating.ca.
We've seen some enormous hockey games as Oilers fans in the last, call it 2 seasons. Game 7 Stanley Cup Final tops the list. I'm wondering where Sunday's gold medal game between Canada and the U.S. ranks going into the game for important hockey games you've witnessed, Gregor, because it is monumental.
Oh, it's monumental. Honestly, it would probably be, 2010 at the time, because it was in Canada. You know, you have the host nation, right? There's all that pressure. But yeah, this one's just different because of, I think, other things that are going on. And you haven't had it now for 12 years. So you don't know what you don't have until it's gone, kind of thing. So it would probably be right up there near the top. But, it's the moment you're in, right? Like right now, nothing feels bigger. Did I feel that way in 2010? Probably. That at that time, nothing felt bigger. So to this date, yeah, I would probably say that. Yeah.
Game 7 for the
Except that time I was in the, my own personal games that I played in, you're in playoffs and stuff like that when you're in junior and stuff like those games. Personally, I'd probably, because you're in it and it's way more fun. Like it's fun to watch. Don't get me wrong. But whatever level you're playing, it's more fun to play in a playoff game for yourself. It just is. That's what it is for me.
What was your biggest junior game?
Oh, just like we're in Westerns in the final. I think that'd probably be it.
You're dialed in.
Yeah. Sure. I just remember like we didn't win. So I remember that sucked, but
you think
from overtime, brutal.
For most athletes, Game 7 Cup Final, gold medal game.
Well, it was interesting. Like I heard Harley say he was more nervous in the Czechia game than he'd been in, and he played Game 7 in a conference final. But it's not a Stanley Cup, right? So, I do think, this one's like a Stanley Cup. You literally have a chance every year. Now, I guess if you make the playoffs, once the playoffs start, you have a chance, right? So you have a chance in the Olympics, you have one every 4 years. And then you got to make the team, right? Like you're an NHLer, you're on a team for the most part, right? But you got to make this team. So this, I can see in a way why, like it's more of a rare opportunity in your life, right? Like lots of NHLers never get a chance to play in the Stanley Cup Final for sure, but even fewer get to play in an Olympics, never mind in a gold medal for the Olympics. So this, I could see how in some ways this would be the biggest one.
Player nerves. What do you think they're like? It's obviously impossible to say what someone's feeling, but are those 2 wired rooms on Sunday?
Well, you know what? It's interesting. I listened to Brad Marchand and a few of the other players after the game today, and they said, you know what? I felt we were more nervous and anxious on the bench against Czechia than you were against Finland. But he said, because against Finland, like we were creating a lot. We felt like it's going to come. So, you have lots of guys who've been in Game 7s, in the Stanley Cup Final, Game 7s, and other areas. Lots of these guys played the Four Nations last year. So I think both sides will be very excited. It's unique because the U.S. has the pain of losing Four Nations, right? So the excitement level of winning versus the pain of losing and how it's a motivator. And obviously not everybody was on the winning team that's on Canada. Not everybody on the losing teams on the US. Most of them are, but not all. So I think both teams will be equally fired up. I'll be curious to see kind of how the game starts. It's either going to be just off the wall, or I think it might be a cautious feel each other out.
I'm excited. I think this is top 5 games of importance. 06, game 7. 24, game 7. 25, game, whatever you want to call it, in the Cup Finals. 2010, and then this game, I think, are the top 5.
Yeah, it's it'll be big, right? Like for Oilers fans, like game 7 a few years ago was, for a lot of them, that's monumental. It's a game 7. It's a Stanley Cup final. Your team had just won in a row. Like, you think back to what you felt at that time. And, I can't speak for Oilers fans, but they can only speak for themselves. But I'm curious kind of how it would be different. I don't know. It's not the same. It's just different. Because, like, for the Olympics, it's like a 2-week, get behind the team, 2 weeks, patriotic. I love it. When you're a fan of an NHL team, you've been committed for decades. Right. Or at least that calendar year, like it's a 2-month run. So it's a different, this is like that just like blow your guts out emotional charge, where that other one just kind of builds up. And it's game 7 sure is the peak of it, but you had all of that other time building up to it. So you're just like, God, I put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and money in case of fans, whether it's going to the games or traveling or just partying all the time, right? So hosting parties. So it's different, right? But I'd be curious kind of how fans feel about this one. I do think this one's different because it's Canada versus US, huge rivalries, and there are things going on outside of sports that make it, I think, there's a lot more pride now, right? Like, you got a joker on the other side in a 51st state, like, shove it up here, you know what, right? Like, I can't stand it, right? Like, he's a pathological liar. You see it all the time. And so you just like, and you're not playing, but they represent that country right now. And that's where I connected to.
Safe to say that Canada-US relations aren't where they were when they met in 2010.
No, I wouldn't think so. Hey, guys, you think the over-under for Pim Saturday morning, you think there'll be a fight? Brad, I wouldn't be shocked, right? Like, it depends here. Let's say Canada's up 2-0. Would Brady Tkachuk try to get a fight to try to expire his team to say, hey, it's worth sitting out? He might. Would Tom Wilson, if it's the other way? Yes. So I can't rule it out, right? Because it's just you're out of the game. Like, the tournament's, you're done. Like, sure, you're out of the game, but you might feel like, hey, we got another extra forward on each team. So even if I'm out, we still have 4 lines, right? So you're not hurting your team as much per se. So I can't rule it out. So it'll be fantastic, boys and girls. Hope you enjoy it. Have fun wherever you're watching. Please don't drink and drive. Whatever you do, don't be an idiot, right? You want your family, your friends to hang out with you long afterwards. So don't be inebriated. Get home safe. Uber, whatever you need to do. On behalf of Wanye, Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, have yourselves a great weekend. Let's get to the Con-Man Sports 1440 update, brought to you by eWell, your partner in power since 1976. For all your electrical gear, EWEL, and they say, go Canada, go. Good night.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
All in all, pretty good day for Canada. The winner gains the men's hockey team and knocking off Finland 3-2. They will advance to Sunday's gold medal game, where they'll take on the United States, who beat Slovakia 6-2. Canada picked